coming smooth. Here we go.
Dang.
We up in here. We live. What's good with it, Black Goose TV family? Long time coming in this joint. Know we ain't been around in forever. And who
Double
knows, man?
salute.
Oh, double salute to the people. I'm like, who knows? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Y'all
I'm
may
about
not
to
see
double
us for a
salute.
whole nother month, but we here now. Now, for real though, I talked to Zen on this side, and I was like, you trying to do a podcast at least once a week? So I'm like, we're gonna be trying to be on that type of time, try to get it popping again. But what's good with it, Zen, man? We up in here, man. You know what I'm saying? Better late than never. You know what I'm saying? Prodigal sons return. How you feeling, dog?
Hey, you know what really is a banger that I heard? Like,
Hmm.
I heard it on a TV show, and I was like, let me play that shit in the whip. That shit was a banger. I ain't gonna lie. Like, do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. Hey, that shit
I
was going
ain't,
up in the whip. I said, hey, that shit a banger, boy.
I ain't never heard that in my life. What is that?
You never heard that song? Do a little
Nah,
dance,
what's it about?
make a little love. I don't know about getting down tonight.
Was that you heard it on the radio?
I heard it on a TV show, and then I was like, let me go listen to that.
That sound like an old person type song.
Nigga ain't new, nigga.
Oh, so you out here, you on your old jam session, huh?
Nigga don't act like you gonna be. I got receipts, nigga. Don't make me pull them out.
I'm just saying, you
Yeah.
on the old vibes,
Ah,
OG
man, you
vibes.
gotta be
Ain't
trying
nothing
to
wrong
somebody
with it.
nigga
I'm just
supposed to listen
saying.
to the good tunes or something, man.
I'm
You
not
supposed to
coming
say,
at
nah, that's on
nobody.
fire right there, nigga.
I'm not coming at nobody. I'm just saying. I'm like, that sound like some old school shit. What's nothing wrong with
What
it?
you want me to say, nigga? I listen to that young boy, NBA young boy up in the car going crazy. Like, nah. I listen to that do a little dance, make a little love,
Nah, oh
get
yeah,
down
all the
tonight,
young motherfuckers, they listen to NBA
get down
YoungBoy all
tonight.
the time.
Hey.
That nigga NBA YoungBoy is like the Lil Wayne of the young people generation
Fool, you
now.
crazy. You really
You feel
not
me?
wrong. Like everything he dropped, fool, they be like, this fire.
They love that nigga, bro. And I'm like, that nigga's not even like mainstream like Lil Wayne was. I don't be getting it. I'm like, little niggas to like, you know what I'm saying, niggas like early teens or like really, really early 20s. That's like they go.
It's crazy though, because I'm like, young boy not bad. Like his music is good, but I just be like I don't know. Like
I
I just
don't
don't
get
feel
it,
like
bro.
he got no
I don't
like
get it.
nobody be quoting young boy. Like I ain't never went on
Nah.
nobody's captions or nothing when niggas was quoting that nigga. So I'm just like, y'all might fuck with maybe his energy or something. Like how he say, the word itch. You know what I'm talking about? How he say
And
that.
nigga, I ain't never heard a nigga really just, and you know where I'm at. I'm like, I've never heard a nigga riding around just bumping NBA YoungBoy neither. Like I used to hear everybody bump Lil Wayne. You feel me?
Everybody though, like I heard like a lollipop. I heard that everywhere, bro. No matter where the car was, fool. I heard wee 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 wee. Come on, man. I heard I got the fireman, fight the fireman. Like, right? Am I wrong?
Oh
Go
God, bro.
DJ, and not my DJ. Go DJ. Come on, bro. Like
Millie, a
Wayne,
millie, a millie, a millie, a millie.
come
Heard
on,
that
bro.
shit everywhere, bro.
I got money and you throw it. Check it out, everybody. Show
No,
it, throw it like
but I'm
it's a
like NBA
winner.
YoungBoy. I don't hear his shit nowhere. But I'm like, he'll drop a. Have you ever seen when he drop a music video on YouTube? That shit hit a mill in like an hour, bro.
Yeah, bro. He got OD fan base. Like his fan base is like on some like I'm not saying it's as great as them because they got everybody, but like on some like Beyonce shit for some hood niggas or something.
I
Like
feel like
he got
low ball, they surpassed Beyonce.
Taylor Swift in because he ain't beating Taylor. Taylor
I
got
think he is,
everybody love
bro.
her, boy. What? She had LA jumping out here, fool. The LGBT community, all the women in the city that was there.
Well, that
Singing
nigga
her
finna have
heart out.
LGBT. But you see how he's switching up? He got his nails painted and stuff. That nigga NBA YoungBoy know what he's doing, bro.
I'm not saying he doesn't have the transparency, but he wasn't doing it like Weezy because he don't. To me, he don't rap like Wayne could really rap. Like I'm not saying young boy can't rap, but
He can't, bro. He just be yelling, nigga.
He be yelling like
He be yelling. He be yelling, talking about shooting niggas and killing niggas. Like Lil Wayne would have some shit like that, but a lot of his shit was like bars, bro. Like
baby
getting
girl,
to the money type
I'm
shit.
here trying to just do what I gotta do for me and you, and I'm eating. So,
and I'm not even a Lil Wayne fan like that, but I'm just like NBA YoungBoy, like that. He's basically the Lil Wayne of this generation, but it's weird because it's so different.
Because think about it, when we grew up, bro, we actually wanted songs. Like we wanted 3 verses and shit like that. Now these niggas want like maybe a chorus, a verse, and a chorus. That's
bro. I was thinking about. I think about this shit a lot because I be listening to PNB Rock on a daily, and it's crazy when I listen to like a lot of his shit that just like the shit that he started with when he was really in his bag, and he was in his bag later on too. I love his later music, but it's crazy how it's like PNB used to make a 3-minute plus song just him, crazy. You know what I'm saying? But then as time progressed, he had to change his shit where he was like 2 minutes, 15 seconds. But then he would have to have a feature on it. And I was like, that's really what killed his career because they were trying to make this nigga go with rather than let him keep being him. Because I'm like, all his greatest songs is when it's just him, 2 minutes plus type. But it's like, it's crazy how like music really changed where it's like, if you got a song that's 3 minutes, that shit weird.
Cause he had That's My Bad. That's probably one of the best songs I heard from that nigga. Said
That's My Bad is my shit, bro.
Bad. I never meant to hurt you like that. I wish that I could take it all back. It wasn't worth it anymore. I said
that shit. Even I'm like that ish. Like it should have been bigger than it was. But when he did that remix to it's on that same mixtape with DJ Luke Nasty.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Every all of his best hits is just him himself, but it's like when you listen to like the albums he had after
he had like A Boogie on there and all these other features.
Not that one, but the one where most of the songs like Smile and all that stuff, most of the songs were just him. You could tell industry creeped in, was like, yo, you need a feature, and it's like, this nigga didn't need no features, bro. No features.
I don't care what nobody says. Is it R&B 3?
Yeah, R&B 3. Fire.
That's one of his best takes, boy. Just so raw. I'm feeling like Diddy now. I never knew you played that song. I said, bro, who is this? You said he cold, huh?
Yeah, I don't care what no one says. Shout out to Fetty Wap too. Free that nigga. I'm like him PNB rocking Fetty Wap's tape when they came. That shit was a classic. That shit was crazy. Niggas be forgetting about Fetty. Fetty had 2 years of the game on a chokehold, nigga.
Fetty was
Everybody was listening to that nigga Fetty Wap. That's crazy. That nigga in jail now.
Shit, Wife and Lucci too.
Yeah, Wife and Lucci had everyone on the chokehold too, nigga.
What? He had hits, nigga. He been in jail for the longest. I haven't seen not one nigga say free Wife and Lucci.
Because Wife and Lucci went to jail right before he got really mainstream.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's the same thing with that nigga Ace. What's that nigga name? Damn. Ave. His name is Troy Ave.
But Troy Ave ain't in jail. That nigga beat the case. Everyone calls him a snitch.
That hurt his career though. All that static, like I feel like he couldn't focus.
But niggas didn't really fuck with Troy Ave from the beginning though. Remember, a lot of niggas had a lot of shit to say about Troy Ave even when he first came out.
That nigga had bangers though.
A lot of niggas thought Troy Ave was corny, which was crazy to me. I fucked with Troy Ave, but a lot of niggas was like, man, this nigga corny. Blah, blah, blah.
You know what?
I don't know. People be weird. Bro? This is what made me think. This is also why. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh no, I was just. I was saying.
Nigga zoned out. Nigga, you alright?
Like niggas like a young boy, right? He's probably the hottest, but he not the best to me out these young niggas. Like Gunna better than him. Like Lil Baby better than him. Rilo Rodriguez, no cap.
I want to say though, I don't. But them niggas haven't been in the game as long as Young Boy.
But they're not as consistent.
It's not even consistent.
Young Boy drop.
Bruh. No. Look, I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm like, they haven't been in the game as long as Young Boy. Young Boy was making hits with niggas. Like, I remember when PNB and when A Hoodie with the Boogie was doing shit. You know, when they first came out, they was doing a lot of shit together. That nigga NBA Young Boy, I remember, I can't remember when it was. It was like 2 months ago. And I saw a song and I listened to it. And that nigga Young Boy was on it. It was when it was first coming out. And that nigga Young Boy was like 16 years old, bro. And niggas was
He's
rocking with Young Boy. Like niggas has been listening to Young Boy since he was like 16, 15 years old, bruh.
yeah,
And he's been tapped in with industry niggas since then. And I'm not saying that he's signed, because even now, I'm like, it's weird because he's really not an industry nigga. But I'm like, that's the difference. Because I'm like,
well, he
Gunna,
was
all the
baby
dudes you
though.
name, them
He was
niggas are
baby though.
industry niggas. Young Boy isn't. Let's be 100.
But
I
I'm
don't
saying
listen
he
to
was
niggas.
baby. He is with baby though.
I know, but it's like, but he's still not. Think about how many.
He just
The
don't
thing
have
about Baby
mainstream
right
music.
now, think about all the niggas Baby is signed after like Drake and stuff like that. Most of the dudes he said was gonna be hot and stuff like that, them niggas never really became like big in the industry. The only person was Young Thug. Other than that, remember Rich Homie Quan didn't work out, right? Derez
Yeah.
Deshawn didn't work out. Rollo didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's
Who
looking
didn't
like
work
he's
out?
most likely gonna, huh?
You said, oh, I thought you said Rilo. You said Rollo.
No, Rollo didn't work out. It's looking like right now, Reese Youngin probably not gonna work out. Like,
Why you say that?
bro, that nigga should have popped 2 years ago. His biggest hits are from 2 years ago, my nigga.
He ain't dropped no album though. That's his problem.
But you can't, like, in today's day and age, you got to think about it. Like, you can't drop an album in today's day and age unless you got real life traction off of these singles. Remember before it used to be all about release a whole bunch of music, release a whole bunch of mixtapes. Now, nigga, mixtapes are like albums. They're like pre-albums. Like, releasing a mixtape is a big deal, especially if you're signed to someone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
That's
not
why
like
you
it
see a
was
lot of
back
people.
then. You could just hop on niggas' beats and then just say, I'm on a mixtape.
I got a mixtape, because that's how people found you. Now people find you from individual songs. You make a fire song, a lot of niggas rock with it, TikTok, all that shit, and then you release a music video to it. And you get a whole lot of views from it. But I'm like, if your music videos are only doing like 100K to 200K, that's all right. I need to see more. Can you sustain
You
that?
talking about as far as a nigga that's signed or
As
nigga
far
not
as
signed?
a nigga that's signed.
Oh yeah, I agree. So
I'm like,
so is Reese Youngin signed? Like he signed like to
yeah,
Cash
he's
Money?
signed to Baby. He's been signed to Cash Money Records since it's probably been about 3 years now.
Yeah, you was on him tough for a second.
Bruh. And I'm like, what's crazy is like he came back with his song like earlier. It was this year or late last year. He was all, niggas think I fell off. Da 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 da. And I'm like, no, bro, you did fall off, because all the shit you dropping now is not doing the numbers you was doing 2-3 years ago. Because I don't know what happened, but you just stopped dropping.
Well, I think
Look at what happened with Derez Deshawn. He had that little bit of shine, and now nobody care about that nigga.
he maximized his shine though. I'll say that.
Nah, because I'm like, I'm not saying Baby someone. It's just weird because I'm like, you'll see a nigga like Rod Wave pop off, but Derez Deshawn was doing that shit way longer, you know?
They also got two different kind of like I don't know. They like they music is just different to me. Like it's the same concept, but it's different. Like when I listen to Rod Wave, I don't feel the same. Like when I listen to Derez Deshawn, he be motivating the nigga, but he be some sad shit he talking about.
I know, I'm like, Derez is deeper.
Yeah, like he talk about some real shit. Like, you know, sister got raped. What I'm supposed to say? All I said that I was glad she didn't get AIDS, but she said she feel like dying every day. I swear I feel these age drops in my eyes, to my. I was like, damn, this shit crazy. Like that was all Pain 3.
That's not gonna be,
huh?
that's not gonna be mainstream at all. They not gonna let that shit be mainstream, not even period. Let me say this though. This is something that I've been wanting to talk about though. Well, I won't say been wanting, but it kind of came to my head. Like female rappers are at like an all-time high, right?
Bro, where they are, there's a lot of them now. I didn't even know. Somebody put me on game.
Female rappers are lowball kind of the go-to more so than a male rapper. But how you feel about that? You feel like that's like, do you feel like, well, before I say my opinion, how you feel about that?
It's just, it's not surprising, but it's sad. I don't want to say sad. How I want to phrase this?
Just be honest. Be honest, nigga.
No, we
ain't been on in a long time. We ain't censored nothing. Ain't no reason to.
At the end of the day, it shows me how great Nicki Minaj is as a rapper. Not just making songs, but just a rapper. Like when you just say, Nicki, I need you to eat some shit up, she go in there and cook. Like I done heard Nicki's verses, I'm like, nah, that's hard. Like the fact she even thought of some shit like that, that's hard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying some of these women don't have that, but I've heard Nicki do it year after year after year after year, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, her monster verse to this day is like in the Hall of Fame. Like, she really gassed that with all those great niggas on there.
But even like, I never really like gave a fuck about female rap, nothing like that. But you know, obviously, you would hear the song here and there, it would come up. But like, even female rappers like before her, Lil Kim's type, like Foxy Brown, like MC Light, like even Trina, like shit like that. I never gave a fuck about because I always thought that shit was weak Eve. But it's like when I hear the female rappers now compared to then, it's like even if they were talking like, cause Lil Kim, she would talk some nasty shit when she was on the mic, but that shit she would really be spitting those. When I hear the shit from these female rappers now, I'm like, these is just like honestly glorified strippers just talking
about
sex and they pussy and slurping shit up. I'm like, this is like, but it's come down to the fact now that everything is more visual rather than what you hear. That kind of goes back to like the comparison of the NBA YoungBoy Lil Wayne type thing, where it's like, yo, I see this chick, she looks attractive, or we're gonna sexualize her, so we're gonna match the lyrics with her looks. While beforehand, because it was such a anomaly for a woman to be able to be in rap, they was like, we got to come extra hard with the lyrics. Like our lyrics got to be surpass our looks. Where now it's the opposite. It's like you look good, you got a fat ass, or even if you don't got a fat ass, if you can, yeah. I'm like match your lyrics with how you look rather than the other way around. And to me, I'm just like shit. I don't know. There's a whole lot of degeneracy coming when it comes to a lot of these female rappers, man. They be talking about some bullshit, nigga. I'll be like, God damn. But you know, niggas can counter and be like, well, a lot of these niggas are talking bullshit too. So you're not wrong. I'm just, there got to be an agenda. I'm like, this ain't no, oh, this is just how it's going right now. There got to be a reason why all this is happening at this time. In my opinion, I could be wrong. That's why I don't be listening to no new hip hop, nothing like that. Like, bro, I stay with.
Hey, I say this made my day, bro. So I picked up this lady, right? And she got in the car and the instrumental came on. She was like, that's Lupe, huh? I said, yeah. She said, man, I missed this rap. Bro, she knew all the words to that shit. I said, oh yeah, I fuck with her. That shit made my day. Cause you know, they're not coming in fucking with the Lupe. Like Lupe so crazy. He's at the car go crazy. I'm like, oh man. Go ahead, my bad.
Even though I got a lot of love for like the older niggas who still doing like Fab, man. Fabulous is
man.
Like,
Fab is so
underrated back then. I'm like, Fabulous is crazy.
This whole tapes. Come on, man.
Yeah, like, and don't get me wrong, like, I do like this era when it comes to certain like the vibe, all that type of stuff. I'm like, not all this shit is bad because it really, if you want to blame anything, you know, you got to blame Future. The niggas, Future is the one who changed a lot of this shit. So, you know.
He don't get a lot of credit though. I feel like nobody be giving Future that credit, fool.
Well, I think Future wants it that way.
You think so?
Because I'm like, Future's admitted, like, I don't do drugs like that, but I knew that's what my fan base wanted to hear. So it's like that nigga don't want to, you know, he don't want to be the catalyst for, you know, there's always been cap in music, but the cap now goes down to, now I'm finna talk about all these drugs and stuff and make you want to be on it, and you just doing it because you feel like you connect with me, but I don't even really be on that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Facts. Nah, he did say that though. But people didn't give a fuck. They like that nigga Future hard, and he is hard. But you gotta just know he capping. That's fine. A lot of these niggas are like, come on, bro, Drake capping. Like, come on, Drake. I used to watch you on Degrassi, my nigga. I'm not trying to say that you don't have capabilities. Everybody's capable to do something crazy. That doesn't make you that person, though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think just more so people have to understand that music is entertainment, and entertainment falls in the same category as acting. And I think that's where a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people want to believe, like, even now, I'm like, during our time, it was really, really hard to be able to differentiate, you know, entertainment and music. Yeah, because you didn't know. There wasn't enough information out. Now, oh, it's easy.
Like, I didn't know them niggas didn't have them cars. If you'd have told me back then, I'm like, hell yeah, them niggas rich.
So I'm like, it's all part of the game. Everything is set up. Everything is orchestrated. But we know that now because it's all there. But what's crazy is now that there's more information available, it's like vice versa. Before, when there wasn't enough information available, it kept us in the dark. Now there's so much information available, it still keeps people in the dark because it's information overload. It's like,
exactly.
Yo,
like, oh my gosh, it's too much. It's too much. Like,
what do I believe?
Crazy.
What do I not?
Because it's crazy you said that, because that's how I'm approaching me coaching and shit. Like today I work with 2 different people. I only showed them like three different things, like, and we just did those things. It was like 20-minute workout. It wasn't even something crazy. I just wanted to show them something little, because I know I'm like, if I sit here and try to show them everything and show them this, they're gonna be so turned off, like, this is too much. So I'm like, let me show them something really very light, explain why I'm showing them it, and then eventually they're gonna keep coming back, and I can keep showing them more and more, and then eventually they don't have the knowledge. But like you said, if it's too much, they're gonna get turned off and be like, I'll find something else. Or let me lock into something else.
Every single time, especially if it's something that they never seen before.
Yeah. So it's like sometimes you gotta have a different approach with shit, fool. Like, you gotta have a different approach. You can't like bro, it's just really crazy how like things were just coached when we were playing, bro. Like, it's so many things that like was not accepted when we was playing that now it's kind of like low-key accepted, because they just say like, it's just different, which is true, but it's just like, shit, it for sure was different from when we played and y'all played too. It wasn't the same, but y'all for sure didn't say like that's an excuse on why we didn't have to run, or
But this is the big difference though. Accountability. And what I mean by accountability is accountability on the people who knew there was a difference, and they should have probably acknowledged it but didn't have to, because you don't have so many people's eyes on situations that you never thought it would be. So it's like nowadays, it's like if you was a coach and you went up to a player, he was like, man, you playing like a bitch ass nigga, and grabbed him up by his collar. You can be in the middle of nowhere. One nigga could put that shit on his phone, film it, and then upload it. And now a nigga in the middle of nowhere grabbing a player, you know what I'm saying, by the collar, saying you a bitch ass nigga. That nigga loses his job. Where during our time, no, that wasn't accepted. Because I still remember during our time, if you remember, I hope I'm getting the coach name right, Bobby Knight. That nigga was starting to get a whole lot of scrutiny because, he was real aggressive with his players, and he got caught on film a couple of times. But he did this like during the game, just chucking chairs and stuff like that. And people were trying to say, okay, is this all right? But you had a lot of people defending him. So no one really, like, it was brought up, like, hold on, what's going on? Like, why you disrespect? I still remember when Michael Jordan slapped, I think it was it Michael Gilchrist, or who was it? No, it was Malik Monk. When he slapped him on the back of the head, and it was a little topic like, would you allow Michael Jordan to do this? And then a lot of the people were saying was like, well, it's Michael Jordan. It's no big deal. Let him do that shit today. No, that ain't flying. Because I'm like, I don't know if you saw that clip going around with Dennis Schroeder playing for
Germany.
For Germany. And the coach, he barely even grabbed him. And everyone's saying, that's a grown man. You don't grab no grown man like that. So I'm like, the differences in time, and I know that being a coach and Michael Jordan is different, but still, I still believe, I'm like, back then you would see it and you would be like, that's wrong to an extent, but all right, I'm gonna leave it alone, because the coaches have to be, you have to let the coaches coach. Now it's like, well, no, don't let the coaches coach. We're all grown men, or we're all growing to be a grown man. You need to respect everyone, even if there's an age difference. When that wasn't like that before, and then when we were growing up, it was kind of coming into play, but it was almost still like, well, no, just listen to what they got to say. They have more knowledge, experience. They're older than you, so shut up. Which, it can be good, it can be bad. Because I'm like, there's a lot of older niggas who don't know shit, and they just want to utilize their power. And there's a lot of older niggas who do know shit.
It's crazy how that's the case. It's sad in that regard. Like, for me, bro, I have no joy on trying to flex my power on niggas. Like, that's not something that is gonna make my day, if that makes sense. like for me, it's like, can you grasp what I'm trying to teach you? That's the most important part. But like you say, it's not always about them teaching anybody. It's more so to show them who's boss. And I just feel like that's where the coaching and disconnect. Because I'm like, bro, you probably can attest just as well as me, bro. I haven't had the best of coaches, bro. I had coaches that, if you didn't love the game, could make you like disinterested in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's more so kind of what it is. Like, more of these coaches are getting more exposed that they can't really develop players, nor do they know more. They don't know about talent, because a lot of these players, you know, bro, like even look at the league, fool. Like, it's just like no dogs to me, bro. Like all these up and newcomers, like what, Luka got a little dog in him, Joker got quiet dog in him. You know what I'm saying? Giannis got some dog in him. But I'm like the new niggas like D Book and who else? Jalen Brown, all these niggas. I don't know. It's just not the
I
same
like D
versus
Book.
like
I don't lie. I like D Book. I think D Book got dog in him. I like Booker.
it's just every time I see Book, bro, when they need him, bro, he just do some bozo shit.
He do, but I don't think it's out of the fact that he don't got dog in him. I just think like you got to think about it. Booker been like, what nigga has been on the Suns to tell Booker and be like, this is what you need to do in these situations.
True.
So I feel like he got the dog in him. It's just when the situations come up, he's like, this is what I think I got to do. And it's like, oh, damn, I wasn't supposed to do that. Because he never had nobody to be like, you know what I'm saying? Because Phoenix Suns has been a shit organization for a long time. He has Chris Paul now, right?
Well, not no more. I'm saying he had
Well, not no more. Yeah. But he had Chris Paul, yeah. But during those times, he had Chris Paul. Think about Chris Paul. I love Chris Paul. To this day, I still say he's the point guard. I don't got nothing to say about that. But I also say Chris Paul, he's a selfish ass nigga. So Chris Paul, he doesn't make niggas better because of his presence or because of his knowledge. He makes niggas better because of his skill. And there's two big differences when it comes to that.
Versus
When you
like
make
niggas better off of all those other shit.
Thank you. So Rondo, you're gonna be, when he's gone, you're gonna miss what Rondo bring, because he was like, oh, Rondo wasn't just trying to make the team better because of who he is. He's making it. He wants the team to be better to win. Chris Paul, because Chris Paul has much more natural talent than Rondo.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe not the physical abilities, but just, you know, the physical abilities don't always align with, you know, talent.
Shooting,
right?
touch and shit like that. Like, you know, some people got a little extra, like Burks, he got a little extra. He's stockier, he's stronger than Rondo. Like, I know what you're saying.
But that's what I'm saying. Physical attributes don't lead to actual talent when it comes to on the court. Rondo, longer arms, bigger hands. That's not necessarily a good thing when you're a point guard, right?
Better when you're a wing.
Exactly. If you have longer arms, that means you're dribbling lower to the ground. If you have bigger hands, that means when you're controlling the ball, it's easy to control with one hand, but if you want to be able to make certain elusive moves, certain crossover, things like that, it's actually a lot more beneficial to have smaller hands, shorter arms, because you have more room and space to work with. So I'm like, with Chris Paul, basically what I'm saying is his natural ability was more beneficial, where it allowed him to do what he needed to do to not only make his team look better, but himself as well. Rondo, what made him look good was making the team look good, right? Having bigger hands doesn't exactly help you when it comes to shooting the ball. So
Kawhi at first, wasn't as accurate, and he had to adjust to shooting.
Exactly. And then think about Kawhi. Kawhi is fucking 6'8", 6'9". Rondo's 6'1", 6'2". Dude had a wingspan and hands of a nigga who was 6'6", 6'7". So I'm like,
Rondo said it though. He was on JJ Redick's podcast, and he was saying like, when he played niggas like Bron and Kobe, he knew he had to come ready to play. He said because they were like player coaches, basically. He said like when they was on the court, those two were coaching on the court. He said it's similar to what he did. He said it didn't matter what I did. If I needed to come grab rebounds this game, I needed to get some assists. If I needed to do whatever I needed to do, I was trying to figure out what I could do to give us the upper hand to win. Right? So like think about why Kobe had to guard him in the finals, because he's like, if Rondo gets to do what he wants, these niggas gonna look too great. So if I slow that down, if I make it harder for Rondo, it's gonna be harder for them. Right?
Everybody
Kobe to think like that. So I used to think like, why Kobe not guarding Paul Pierce and why he guarding Rondo? But then as I got older, I'm like, that probably was smarter. You put defense
Rondo
on
was setting everybody up.
Yeah, and then but then you put D Fish on a shooter like Ray Allen. He's strong. He can get through the little screens and stuff like that. You feel me? He's a physical guard, so he could just chase around. That's gonna tire Kobe out doing all that. I'm like, see, but when you get older, you start realizing, damn, them niggas are smart out here, boy. That's real bad. That's why the score was so lower, because you had high IQ niggas trying to really beat each other.
But I feel like now, like I won't even say the big difference now. I'm like, just period. Obviously, the game has changed. That's just is what it is. The game has changed not only in the talent level, physicality, but also the rules. I'm like, rules matter a lot. Like, there's a reason why. This is not a discredit, but this is just my personal opinion. There's a reason why you see a lot of people from the European League or overseas who grew up in that. They're coming over and they're dominating, right? And I'm like, a lot of it was because for the longest time, like I remember when niggas from overseas, if they got drafted high, people would be like, man, that's soft, But that's because the rules with the European leagues was so different than the NBA over time. But I also remember the criticism when we would have these the Olympics and things like that. And when they would happen, a lot of people was tuned in. The one thing a lot of people would say was, man, the NBA need to adopt these rules. Like people used to say that a lot when that was happening. And I'm like, over time, in my personal opinion, you have seen the NBA adopt a lot of the rules that the European basketball has, which has allowed it more accommodating for European players who grew up in that and come over. You see a lot of these European players now saying, well, when I come over to the NBA, it's easier. Used to be vice versa.
It's crazy because remember Daly was saying that he like, bro, they're trying to make the NBA more. You feel me? Like he was saying it, but it's really true, bro. Like really look at it, bro. Like they try to 3 years ago, they try to make small ball relevant in the league. Like, come on, bro. You got footers out here hitting 3 balls.
Well, they did. Technically, they did for a while. It didn't last. Obviously, it's not lasting now because you have too many really skilled big men. But they did make it relevant. Bro. Steph changed the game.
But I'm saying it wasn't good. Like, bro, the Warriors was the only reason that it was even possible. And then James Harden was the only second close because them the 2 only teams in the NBA, nigga, to shoot over like 500 threes. Or like 1,000 threes or something like that. They was the only 2 teams to shoot more threes than 2s. So of course that's going. You get what I'm saying? But it's like, bro, you're not gonna beat the Lakers, Bron, AD, all these big niggas, JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard with 6'5" PJ Tucker.
But niggas, though, you gotta think about it though. A lot of people are discrediting that type of thing because they're thinking about the bubble. Yeah, they're just now giving credit to it now because Denver won, right? And there's not. Well, you need a solid big man to really. But that's never really changed, right? The only people who were able to capitalize off of the 3, shoot, you live by the 3, die by the 3. It was only Golden State Warriors, bro. That's
what fucked up the basketball game. That niggas thought, all you gotta do is put shooters on a goddamn team, man. No, you're talking about rare niggas. You're talking about NBA breaded basketball players. Klay Thompson and Steph Curry's daddies played and were champ. Well, one was a champion, and another one was one of the best shooters in the league at the time.
And by the way, look at Klay's shelf life. So that makes it even that much more rare. The only nigga who had a long shelf life is Steph.
Like, come on, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like people, I'm like, think about it. They both light skinned. They 1'6'7", one's about 6'2", maybe 6'3", and they just both have just unique mechanics, bro. Like nobody shoots like Klay Thompson, and nobody kind of really shoot like that. They try, but it's not like it's accurate. So it's just like they special players. So you can't go.
The Rockets tried like a motherfucker. That shit didn't work. But they tried. Like, okay, Mike D'Antoni said, "Let me do the same thing. I've been doing all offense."
But think about it. You're trading. Look, 45 and 44% threes for 36 and 35%. That 10% matters.
Absolutely. Especially if it's coming from your 2 main guys who are shooting the shot.
Because think about who was the best 3-point shooters during that time on the Rockets. It was Eric Gordon and it was James Harden, right?
And Eric Gordon is not a volume shooter. He's a set hit. Boom. He just became a guy who can really just shoot straight off of catch and shoot. But he's never been a catch and shoot type of guy.
He's always been a create yourself type of nigga.
Eric Gordon was that nigga was nice. He was in his bag. But then, when the whole Golden State Warriors shit happened, he went over to Houston. Now he became catch, shoot. But he wasn't like that. Even to this day, you can still see that's not really his forte because that nigga could be off when he's off, my nigga.
and be looking like the weakest nigga because his jumper kind of weird.
But he's not weak like that. His jumper is made for him to take a couple dribbles and then pull up. That's why. Yeah. I'm like, his jumper isn't made for him to just catch and shoot. You know niggas whose jumpers are made for catch and shoot because it's so quick or smooth. Niggas who got kind of like a long type motion with their jumper, but they can shoot, that nigga's a dribble. He wants to take a couple dribbles and then shoot because he wants to create space. You can't create space off of catch and shoot. The space is created from the nigga who's setting you up.
Only nigga that can create space off of catch and shoot is JR, nigga. That nigga JR get that joint out, boy, and splat
oh
that
God,
joint.
I'm happy you said that. I didn't even think about that. Oh God, that's the only nigga.
JR be like, like what the hell?
And JR has supreme confidence. I was just watching a clip on Instagram where he was walking somewhere and he said some young nigga rolled up to him. He was like, bro, you're better than T-Mac. And he was like, what? He was like, bro, you had a better career than T-Mac. He said, you tripping. Like, he's like, I could tell this nigga didn't really know basketball like that. He's like, why are you saying that? He was like, because you got 2 chips. And he was like, I wanted to really try to explain to them how that shit doesn't matter. But he was like, I just let it go because I know this nigga really don't like basketball. Or really don't know basketball. I was just like, bro, my career was not better than T-Mac. But he just kept telling me like, no, your shit was better than T-Mac. You won 2 rings. I'm like, man, that hurts my soul so much. Because I'm like, y'all niggas think Jason Tatum is nice? That nigga don't even hold a motherfucking candle compared to what T-Mac would do, bro. Because Jason Tatum is nice. I won't lie. Love his game. Compared to T-Mac?
Bro, look. I don't even know if I even told you, bro. So I don't even want to say the homie name, bro. Because the homie just don't like, bro, or whatever. But he was trying to really say Jaylen Brown was better than Paul Pierce. I said, bro, are you smoking, fool? Like, Paul Pierce is giving that nigga so much hell.
Ain't no way he said that, bro.
Bro, I promise you, this is not even no joke, fool. Like,
this nigga better be 22 and under, nigga.
Nah, fool, he's around our age, bro. That's
bro, that's not cool. That's so disrespectful, my nigga.
Bro, Paul Pierce was so cold, fool.
That's crazy, bro.
Like, Jaylen Brown so much sugar. He'll give Jaylen Brown so much sugar, it'd be so crazy.
Why would he say something like that though? I don't understand. What's his premise? What's his reasoning for saying something like that?
Saying that nigga got more skill than bro, he just better. That's what he was trying to say.
First of all, Jaylen Brown's left hand is nowhere near Paul Pierce's. Paul Pierce's go-to shot was off the left hand, off the elbow.
And so had
right off that, huh?
And that nigga had a post game.
And he had a post game. So right off that, Jaylen Brown don't got a left hand like Paul Pierce do. He don't got a post game like Paul Pierce do. So what's left?
He don't got a pull up game like Paul Pierce do. Paul Pierce got one, bro. I ain't never seen Jaylen Brown sit there for 15 seconds talking shit. Yeah, nigga, I'm about to bust your ass, nigga. I don't give a fuck what you talking. I'm about to go right here to the right, and I'm about to pull up in your grill. Really,
you know what I don't like about type of shit like this is because Paul Pierce didn't have no help for majority of his career and was a cold ass nigga. Jaylen Brown has been number 2 to this is what it is. There's no disrespect. This is what he's been number 2 to Jason Tatum this entire time. And at best, we can say he's a 2-time All-Star, maybe. Tell me how that even is close. Doesn't even make sense to me.
Look, bro, because I was watching his he was on the Mason Cameron's podcast. I forgot what
it is what it is. Yeah, that shit fire.
And he was saying he was like, man, I'm better than D-Wade. And they like, what? D-Wade? He like, nigga, he was like, look, nigga, you give me Shaq in his prime, nigga. You give me LeBron and Bosh. You telling me I don't go win 5 rings?
Shit, just Paul Pierce and Bron.
That's so crazy, but that would have been so ridiculous.
Niggas don't know how good Paul Pierce was, and I hated watching Paul Pierce because you already know I had beef with the Celtics because of my family. But
bro, you know I'm a Lakers fan, so Paul Pierce was #1 Uno enemy.
But that nigga was cold in a bitch.
Cause bro, think about this, bro. He's the only nigga to take Bron to multiple 7 games, nigga. Game 7s. Think about that, bro. He was making that 2008 year. They went to Game 7. That 2009 year, he got bounced. Bron and then them niggas lost to Orlando. And then 2010, he beat him in 6. And then he took him to 7 again. And Bron said, "Hell no, I'm getting y'all old ass up out of here. It's my goddamn time." And then Bron.
Michael Redd is better than Jaylen Brown, bro.
Duh. Bro, people don't even know how cold Michael Redd really was, bro. He probably got to be one of the coldest left-handers of all time, nigga. Not even a debate.
It's crazy, but it is wild though, seeing like the type of money like Jaylen Brown is getting. I'm not saying he don't deserve it. You know what I'm saying?
Like Mike Miller's better than Luke Kennard and all these glorified shooters they got these days. Like, bro, what?
Yeah.
Mike Miller was a bucket.
Yeah, Mike Miller with Kyle Korver too. Kyle Korver was better than most of these shooters out here. So I'm like, Kyle Korver, you know, the streak that he went on. But I'm like, you know what they say, you know what I'm saying? You don't get paid what you worth, you get paid what you negotiate. So I'm like, nowadays, I'm like, you got to be able to go in there and be like, this is what it is. So it's like, I feel like a lot of people see Jaylen Brown. They see the money he making now, and they'll be like, man, that nigga's really that nice. He is nice, right? But I'm telling you right now, if you put him on the Brooklyn Nets, he ain't looking no saucier or more saucier than Mikal Bridges. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Even better than Mikal Bridges because I've been watching.
That's my point, nigga. That's my point.
Bridges nice.
Mikal Bridges is nice as hell.
He's not better than Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, the best nigga on that team.
Well, Anthony Edwards, that nigga's finna be a superstar. So I'm like, I won't even compare that.
Did you see that nigga catch the ball, bro? I ain't never seen no shit like this from Kobe or Jordan, bro. He caught the ball, didn't take no step, just jumped on with 2 hands and dunked on the nigga. I said, what the hell?
Yeah, Anthony Edwards is nice as hell. Now, I'm not gonna finish. I don't like all this. Oh, he's the son of Jordan or all this type of. I don't like seeing that.
Nothing like no MJ. So I'm gonna tell you that now. But
it's not even that. He's gonna be a superstar. He's just not gonna be as good as a lot of people think. Because if he was that good, the Timberwolves would be crazy right now. Because I'm like, don't put him in the same category as like LeBron and shit.
That they trying to take care of Dak too much, in my opinion. That's their problem. I mean, I said Dak. I don't even know.
I was about to say, wait, hold on. I think I know you're talking about Luka.
No, I meant Cat. That's why.
Oh,
I was like Dak. I'm like, wait a minute. That's football, nigga. Cat. They trying to cater to Carl Anthony. You saw what the nigga said? Didn't he say? He said some crazy shit like I'm the best nigga in the NBA or something like that. He started talking crazy, fool.
Carl Anthony is trash, nigga.
But I'm like, think about what is over there with Anthony Edwards. Like, it's just terrible build. Like, bro, you got a soft nigga in Anthony Towns. You got a useless nigga in Rudy Gobert. Like, you traded all your everything for that nigga Gobert, and he not nothing. He got no offensive ability, bro. So you basically out there playing 4-on-5 on offense every time.
He in Minnesota.
But I'm saying you're trying to blame him, saying they would have been popping. Jordan was losing in Chicago till Scotty got up in there and gave him some help.
On God. He got
to the playoffs. He just lost the job in them niggas. And to be fair, they blew 3 leads up 20. So I don't know how they talk about that. Up. They was up. Anthony was hooping. He was looking better than Ja out there. My bad. Demetrius, he got to get Ja back. He ain't earned Ja back. Demetrius out there. But Demetrius' team was better.
Why you coming at Ja like that?
Nah, man. Demetrius, man. He not being smart out here, man.
Oh man, don't tell me you out here with them folks trying to say all the him holding the gun.
I'm not even. My thing with Demetrius is just like, you can't be that foolish. Like, what
was he foolish about? The nigga's 23 years old, living his best life. Fuck them niggas.
I'm just.
You want to feel like if you want to, hey, look, you 23 years old making millions, and you want to feel like a nigga. You want to feel like pause, but you not that nigga. Do this shit. Get that shit out your system now. So when you 25 up, when you 28, 29, you really killing niggas. I'm like, there ain't nothing wrong with that. He's a young nigga, mad money, mad bitches, doing what he love. If you want to be a nigga, you not. As long as they don't know some shit where you need to go to jail type shit, do this shit. Enjoy your life, nigga. Like, come on. Like, what niggas, like, it's crazy to me. It's like, just because he got a lot of money don't mean he's not still 23 years old.
I'm not knocking. I understand the youngness, Flu. I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm saying is to be like that, you be around niggas like that. Ain't like you around like that around white folk. You're not out here with no.
You know, the nigga from Memphis. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not from Memphis. He from I think
South
like
Carolina.
close. No, that's where he was born, but he grew up in like close to Memphis type. You know what I'm saying?
He went to South. He played with South Carolina with Zion, fool.
But
They
he
was on the
wasn't
same travel ball team.
just because he was.
You can't play travel ball unless you in the same state as niggas, bro.
That's cap. You know, nigga, if you that good, the money talk or the potential talk.
Nah, it's rules, fool. I'm telling you, like Cali niggas, you ain't gonna catch a Cali nigga playing on a
That's
Florida
different.
team.
I'm telling you, look at that. He's from. Now I'm not saying Memphis, but he's from close to this area. And I'm not saying either that matters because you can be from Memphis or from a place and not even be about nothing. That's not all. That fuck where he from. I'm just saying, the nigga playing Memphis now.
Yeah, bro, South Carolina. I know what I'm talking about.
He was born in South Carolina. That don't matter.
South Carolina high school, nigga.
Just because he went to South, how far is South Carolina from Memphis, Tennessee?
Shit, now that's a different question. But yeah, bro, he been in South Carolina his whole life. I'm looking at it, bro. Early high school.
Just because you went to high school somewhere don't mean that's where you lived your whole life. You can easily transfer.
Bro, I'm looking at it. It says Columbia, South Carolina. Then he went to Sumner, South Carolina. Like he just moved within South Carolina. He didn't move out the state. I'm telling you. They made a big deal because him and Zion was on the same team. I'm trying to tell you.
I think that's cap. There's a lot of people who knowingly have said that he was out.
Yeah, family that way. That's possible. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying where he played basketball and where he was doing a lot of his living.
You don't know that. It's because someone played basketball there don't mean that he actually is living there.
So where he living? He traveling to school, fool?
Yeah, you know a lot of people do that.
But not from no damn close to Memphis. That's too far.
So it is looking like he's from South Carolina.
Yeah, nigga, I'm like, come on, bro. You ain't gonna win this. Only reason I know is because I just remember the hype behind. Oh, he played with Zion in high school and he was unranked.
Let me see. Fool. He was born in South Carolina. It's not giving me much though.
It's crazy, bro, because Detroit did all this good fighting and them niggas is gonna lose this game.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He was in South Carolina. Okay. I read some shit where the nigga said he had some Memphis roots.
Nigga probably capping. That's what I'm saying. He capping.
Well, like, that don't mean nothing. That's not a. I'm like shit probably popping off in South Carolina too. Who knows?
Bro, it pop off everywhere, bro. It don't matter where you at.
So I'm like, this what's the problem? How you know you're not around some niggas who really about it?
Saying that just be a little smarter because it's just like them niggas around you, they shouldn't even be posting you with some shit like that. You feel me? You shouldn't even be around niggas that's trying to expose you on their camera. Like, what you going live for, you know, bro, with that in his hand? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, the niggas around your awareness is clearly not there. So it's like, if you trying to live your life, another nigga's supposed to be like, nigga, I don't even need to show none of this. Like, we moving incognito.
Shouldn't be on live. But if both them niggas is young, how do you know that nigga was already on live? They up. And then niggas like, oh, he's like, hey, yo, nigga, wait, hold up, nigga, I'm on live. Like, why'd you just do that?
It's both their fault, but it's just like, don't even be on no live. You know, there's that type of activity in the car. You feel me? Like, if you're not trying to show that you blowing it down, don't be going live and you know niggas is blowing it down. You get what I'm saying? I'm just saying it's awareness. So I'm like you saw that nigga Gilly's son died. That nigga daddy rich. What is this nigga doing in the street getting popped? It's just because bro trying to show that he from that life and he got niggas like all that shit just not. I'm just saying I hope Josh is not trying to do that, is what I'm saying.
But you gotta understand though too though, like hold on. Let me like real quick, you gotta understand though. Like with the Gilly kid situation, I don't know much about it, but similar, you heard Ice Cube talk about, you know what I'm saying, his current son. Like when Gilly had him, he ain't have money like that yet, right? So the money that Gilly got coming in that's crazy, that didn't come until he was grown or he was a teenager. The money he's touching now, nowhere near what he was touching when he was a rapper.
I agree with you.
So I'm like, yeah, his father's a millionaire, but his father's a millionaire. I'm not. I don't get no money from this nigga. I can ask, I can get it, but I'm like, how? I can't. That's not me being self-sufficient. So I'm like, I wouldn't even go as far to say he was in the streets or doing anything that he shouldn't have been doing. That nigga was just living his life. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Because you lived your life, though, doesn't mean you put yourself in the right positions when you was living your life. That's all I'm
part
saying.
of being young and finding yourself, though. Like, you can never always be in the right when you young, especially when you feel like you got something to prove. A lot of you trying to prove shit is you putting yourself in the wrong position because you don't gotta prove it. So if a nigga like him, where it's like,
and rest in peace to Cheese too, because
absolutely, I'm like, a nigga like him is like, okay, yeah, my dad getting a lot of money. Niggas probably looking at me like, oh, your dad getting all this money while you around. It's like, bro, that's my dad. That's not me. Like, and this is just happening right now. Like, what? Like, I need to find and do what I need to do, and he could have been at the wrong place, wrong time.
That's really what it was.
So I'm like, I see the same way with Ja Morant. Like, all this. That's why as much, you know what I'm saying, Skip, Shannon shit, change, all this. But it's like, Shannon will always be the dude. I think he's funny, all that type of stuff. But I think he would cater a little bit too much. But he'd be like, nah, Ja got to da-da-da-da-da. And then Skip would be like, and then Skip probably catering, being like the white man who support the black dude, where it's like, no, you know, but I always feel like when it comes to Ja, I'm like, it's not that big of a deal.
It's not.
It's just the times we are in.
I'm just more so just on some like, just be conscious type shit. You feel me? Because I'm just like,
what's wrong with having a gun? I'm like, that's not even no hood shit. Having a gun is regular.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying.
Is it because he had NBA Youngboy playing? Now all of a sudden he's like, oh, you trying to be a hood nigga? When was he trying to be a hood nigga?
All I'm saying is I hope bro being aware, bro. Because as much as you can sit here and defend him, we don't know what bro is doing and what bro trying to be on. At the end of the day, he gonna do him. I'm just saying be smart and be more aware, right? Because a nigga like AI that wasn't doing nothing like that was still getting ridiculed. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just saying you in a better position than bro ever was in terms of money, in terms of how they accept you. They let you dance in the game and you get to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, you got this whole swag basically, and nobody's criticizing you. Nobody's labeling you.
But he's putting himself in negative connotation. That's where I'm saying. I'm just like, regardless if guns is nothing or not, you know, you a black man in America where it's sensitive times. Niggas there's a school shooting every other day.
So what I'm about to say may not mean nothing to maybe mad conspiracy theory, but what if I said this was the whole agenda of the NBA? They orchestrate all this and this is what they want. Because you have a young man with dreads showing a gun, and what team does he play for? Memphis?
Look,
he'll play for New York.
Because think about it. He didn't get his shoe taken away like Kyrie.
Kyrie got his shoe taken away because he posted positivity. Kyrie got his character defined. Kyrie went through way worse than Ja Morant just off of posting something that was positive toward the black community and was somewhat seemed negative toward a certain other community. While Ja, what he did was promote a stereotype that is constantly promoted throughout entertainment business, music, etc., football, etc. Be a thug. You can be a thug and still make millions. Oh, you showed a gun. We're going to punish you.
I'm just saying, I hope bro just is being smart. You feel me? Because I'm just like, as much as he's living his life, like Flu, if you want to believe it or not, bro, niggas are color skin, bro, dying, fool, so young, bro. There's so many niggas dying before 30, nigga. Like, it's crazy. And I'm not trying to say that's going to happen to bro. I'm just saying awareness. Niggas is greedy out here, fool. Niggas is on, bro.
I know what you're saying, because if you see, like it's like connecting to what I just said, where it's like, okay, if you see a millionaire who's successful promoting a certain lifestyle, well, why should I feel any type of way? Even though I'm not successful, even though I'm not making that money, but why should I feel any type of way when I'm doing the same shit? So I understand that. I understand that when it comes to influence. I understand that when it comes to, you know, people looking at you as a role model. That is a big deal.
But not even a role model. Just don't put yourself like Pop Smoke, right? He is a role model though, regardless. He
even if
is,
he
but I'm
wants to
saying
or
like
not.
Pop Smoke, right? He was being nonchalant. And it's like if he even
That's
wasn't
different.
about all that, it's different. I'm saying, but even if he wasn't all about all that, if niggas you move in a certain way, niggas, regardless if they context is never provided, right? You either gotta have that awareness to know what's going on or you don't have it. So I'm like, if context is not provided, if a nigga jaw got that burner, niggas gonna be like, oh, jaw, like, he be rolling around with the Tully or whatever. Like, oh, like, get
That's why
on,
it's
bro.
different though. Because I'm like, with NBA players, when they portray something, you're more so to be like, oh well, damn, that's what it is, and that's what it is. When it comes to like rappers and like, they have an expectation of what you already are. See what I'm saying?
Mm. And you want to,
I
and the
assume this
NBA player
person
is
to
the
be this. Yeah.
successful guy. I see what you're saying. He's the more
Yeah.
successful person. Rappers are
I
successful,
assume,
but
yeah, rapper. I assume them to be a certain way. I assume them to come from the trenches. I assume that they
in the
do
drink
this, they do
lean
this,
and do pills
etc.
and pop perkies. I see what you're saying.
Exactly. With the NBA player, especially with the majority of people who consume it, who pay money for it, it is at a different race than who actually plays it. They see it as, well, they're a lot more talented. They're blessed by God. They like, wow, amazing. But then all of a sudden, that same person, oh, he's affiliated with this and X, or it seems like he's coming off of that. Like that's where I kind of like draw the line, but I can't draw the line because it is bad influence. But at the same time, I do, because it's like everything is driven off of who is consuming the product, as far as paying for it and making sure the shit continues to fuel.
I just feel like everything you do though, Flu, it comes with a sacrifice though, bro. Like for you, right? You do great at your job. You do a hell of a job. You got a nice ass crib niggas wish they had, right? Or they could get, but they might just be renters the rest of their life. But you feel what I'm saying? Like you doing all that, like you getting the good job and whatever. But it's like most people don't have that, opportunity for that. So it's like when you in a
Opportunity
position,
though comes with knowledge. It comes down to what you know or who you know, right? So if you don't know the right person, the opportunity probably won't show. If you don't know the right knowledge, you won't be able to create an opportunity. And a lot of times when one or two of those things happen, it does come down to what you are saying though too, because you don't all of a sudden just wake up and have that thought and be like, okay, bet. And if you do, you're a 0.001%. Most
but
people have
my
to be
point was,
introduced into that mindset.
the sacrifice though. You sacrifice notoriety, probably other things at your job for you to get those things though, be able to get the house and get the money and stuff. Like it's a sacrifice. So if you're an NBA player, you sacrifice your personal life for the most part. Like unless you're gonna pay for that privacy, right? Bron pays for his privacy. It's not like it comes free, right? It's a reason why you haven't seen Bron probably have paparazzi around him, because he probably pays for nobody to be in that vicinity or know when he's going to move. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying is a responsibility still to what you're doing, right? Bron knows he has millions watching him, like young kids and stuff like that. So he's gonna make sure if he do his BS, it's gonna be private and it ain't gonna be for anybody to see it. I'm saying he's putting everything if that's like if you is turned up and just showing, and then you putting that on live, and then your coworkers see that, they're gonna be like, wow, this is how this, you don't want them to know that. So that's what I'm saying with Ja. I'm saying just be more aware. Like people go and try to put something on you no matter what, bro. You black in America, they want to see you fall. I don't want to see Ja fall. That's why I'm like, Demetrius, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I also his pops, maybe, say maybe he a grown man. It's hard to control grown man, but I'm saying just awareness, bro. You are a big person. Is he still there?
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
yeah.
It might look as if,
My bad.
no, no, I'm
You
thinking,
was saying,
my brain going right now because I'm ready to. It's like I hear everything you say, but I'm gonna disagree with a lot of shit you said.
well, that's fine. That's what we're here for. But I'm just saying in terms of because I'm like, I just think about people before us, like I said, like an AI that suffer for just not doing nothing but being him, right? Not promoting nothing, not doing nothing wrong, just being him. Versus Demetrius, you can be you. Nobody's stopping you from being you, but now you doing too much, in my opinion. But like you said, he's young, so it's fine, right? Like we had dudes like Gilbert and people back in our day that was doing dumb stuff, but it cost their career too. Gilbert's supposed to be one of the top dudes we ever saw play, bro. His career wasn't supposed to end like that.
But I feel like, especially nowadays, how shit
He
going.
had his own shoe too, so it's not like Ja bigger than Gil was.
I think we're putting ourselves in a box because I'm like, even though we're like, okay, Gil should have been this great in terms of basketball. Let's say this, okay? You know, I love Mo Williams. Mo Williams had a longer career than Gil, right?
Yeah.
What career would you take, Gil or Mo Williams?
Probably both, because I wouldn't want to have them injuries later in my career and be able
I'm
not to be
taking
able
Gil. I'm taking Gil all day because Gil was absolutely phenomenal in his earlier careers. Maybe he wouldn't be able to play as long. He had them injuries, but look what he's doing now with his platform. So what I'm saying is, like, when you have that type of just oomph to you, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter what you're participating in. Once you find your lane, you go extra hard, and it ends up becoming something that can be beneficial towards you. Maybe not to someone else, but towards you. So I'm like, basically what I'm getting at is, like, when it comes to Ja, I feel like there's such a wrong perspective to everything that goes, especially when they bring in the father and things like that. I think all of that is over exaggerated, overhyped, too much time put into it, because I don't think any of it is a big deal.
But that's my problem, Flu. The fact that it can be blown out of proportion like that is my point to awareness. It's like you gotta know.
You gotta watch how you're moving because it can be blown out of proportion to this extent. I'm not saying you don't have to be that way, but if you are that way, it will be blown out of proportion. But what I'm saying is, sometimes you have to fight against an agenda that doesn't necessarily, in my personal opinion, have the right to be what it is. I'm like, the reason why you feel you have to do that is because that type of narrative is supported and looked at, or is that that's what the case is. Like, look, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but if you do it, it's going to be looked at as a very bad thing.
Bro, Kansas,
okay.
I mean, it's not Detroit just won, though. That's crazy. Go ahead.
Oh, they won? I'm not surprised. Travis Kelce wasn't playing. Kansas City's not going to win this year. I'm like, everything's a script. So I'm like, that doesn't surprise me. The only reason Kansas City won last year is because Tyreek Hill got traded and they wanted to prove that Tyreek Hill wasn't that good. The NFL does not want to.
They want to prove that Mahomes could win without all those weapons. Is what they
right. Really they don't. The NFL does not want the narrative of individual talent being able to carry teams, because now they become the NBA and they don't have. They have a lot of money, but they're not structured in a way where they can allow individual talent to be bigger than the actual game.
It has to be. You have to have the attention. Like, I think, to me, Philly
going
to win this year, and the Jets are going to win this year. Something that's a big city's going to win this year.
They're not going to allow the Jets to win this year unless they think Aaron Rodgers is going to be the next Tom Brady. Tom Brady just left, so they're not trying to go into that. So the Jets is going to have a very good time. They're going to do a lot of things. Jets aren't going to win. It's going to be a team pushed, team centered. Exactly. So I'm like, most likely Philadelphia Eagles are going to win this year.
It's Philly too good, bro. You play with them on Madden, they're too good.
Because Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback, right? He's not Aaron Rodgers. He's not Patrick Mahomes, right? But he's a black quarterback. He's a black quarterback, has his own flavor, which basically means, hey, yo, look, I got some gumbo. I'm the spice, but there's also shrimp, sausage, you feel me? All the crab, all this other shit that got to go into it. I got the spice to it, but so I'm like, Philadelphia will probably be the one. There's a reason why we have Nick Foles as an MVP winning quarterback, Super Bowl quarterback. We have Joe Flacco. We have Eli Manning. Like, all this shit is, you already know. I'm not saying this is scripted from beginning to end, but I'm like, a lot of this shit is predictable. They do not want Patrick Mahomes to be the next Tom Brady. They're trying to set it up like that's what it is. They're going to do a curveball like you've never seen in your life.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm trying to figure out who's going to be that next quarterback. Like, Mahomes got the Curry effect right now. They're using Mahomes like they're using Curry. Like,
absolutely.
They're going to use him. Like, but, you're not going to say Curry's the greatest player to ever play, though, right? You're not going to say that.
There's going to be a lot of people who's going to say that before he retires.
Anybody that watches basketball would never say that out their lips.
The only reason why Curry isn't in the same conversation as Kobe, LeBron, Jordan is because he's 6'2", 6'3". That's it.
Well, also, but also, bro, he don't play defense like near none of them in their prime. Like Bron, Kobe, and Jordan in their prime, bro, was locking everybody up.
I agree with you, but how important is defense nowadays?
I don't care. For my era, defense matters, and it always will matter because that's what wins
Okay, but nigga,
championships.
let's be realistic. So I'm the nigga come back, be realistic. I'm like, in this era, defense don't matter, which means when we look back, shit don't matter. That's why I always say, I'm like, damn, I feel bad for Michael Beasley because if Michael Beasley was in this era, nigga be the GOAT.
What? He be top 5 power forwards.
He would beat that nigga.
But I will say though,
How the fuck did we end up talking about basketball this whole time and we were supposed to be watching football?
well, I was watching, but we was talking about something else, so I was more.
Oh, it was my fault, nigga. I'm like, wait, how do we talk about basketball this whole time? We didn't talk about the football game. I kept trying to pull this shit up, but I was like, this nigga keeps on saying some absurd shit. Hold on now, nigga.
I wasn't saying that absurd. I was saying what people told me. Paul Pierce wasn't better than Jaylen Brown. That's just what I was told.
What really got me was the Ja Morant shit. I'm like, man, don't be coming for that nigga job, man. I ain't finna lie. I don't give a fuck about that nigga, but it don't got nothing to do where I'm at either. I'm just like, yo, chill.
But how I explain myself, though, you heard what I'm saying, though. What I'm saying ain't bull. Like, that's real.
It's not. It's not. That's why I entertain it, because I'm like, you're not saying nothing crazy.
Like, I wasn't necessarily mad. I'm just thinking, like, come on, bro. Like to me, it was just a time frame. It's like, damn, nigga, you just got in trouble and just made this big apology, and then you go right back to doing it. Like, you just giving yourself just bad juju for no reason. But like you said, could it have been a timing thing? You feel me? Like, I'm not a person to rule that out. So it's like, okay. But still though, I'm just like, But like you say, he young. I'm not blaming him. I don't think bro career gonna be detoured necessarily because of it. I'm just saying, Huh? You muted, bro. You muted, bro. You really still not listening. You muted. We can't hear you. Yeah. You muted yourself.
I was like, isn't it crazy though how history repeats itself? And like, everybody talking about Jamie Foxx is a clone and stuff like that. I actually support that. But it's like,
what?
Ja Morant is crazy good. He's crazy young. But it's like, I've seen it before. I saw Russell Westbrook. I saw the greatest to peak. Nobody's ever going to touch it. It's never going to be on that type of level. I don't care what anybody say. Derrick Rose. No one's ever going to be prime Derrick Rose when it comes to athleticism as a point guard. But I was like, you know what I'm saying? Before that, you know what I'm saying? You had, damn, I just had this nigga's name in my head and this shit just.
Man, you had BD, you had Steve Franchise.
That's all I was going to say. Yeah, thank you. Baron Davis, Steve Francis. I'm like, nigga, even before that, if you want to go short, it's Spud Webb, Nate Archibald, like all these type of like little, and everyone's talking about tall point guards, Oscar Robertson. Like none of this shit is new. All this shit is history repeating itself, right? And it's like I love Ja. I think Ja's a beast, but I'm like the expectations they have for him. If he don't develop a jump shot, it's going to be the same as every other guard we just talked about.
It's not a jump shot, a pull-up jump shot.
Well, he don't got a jump shot though either.
Think about even Rondo. Rondo had a pull-up. Like people, he might not be.
He got that later though. That was later though. He didn't have that at first.
How many championships he got? It don't matter. He got a jumper when he needed one. Every time I seen Rondo when they needed a jumper, he made one. So he might not be a prolific shooter, but he can make jumpers when he needed. Like I have never seen Ja when they needed a jumper. He always used to try to go all the way to the rim or do some type of floater. He never just pulls up. Chris Paul, pull up. Dame, pull up. Steph can pull up. Like Kyrie can pull up. Like all you do is pull up.
Hey, let me ask you this.
Like Derrick Rose had a good pull up. Russell Westbrook had.
He had that floater. He had that athletic ass floater.
Yeah, but I'm saying Derrick Rose, he had a pull up too. He would do that little side step, little bank shot he had. Remember, he had that nice little bank shot.
Yeah, I remember that. And technically, he couldn't shoot threes that good, but when he was in the playoffs, his 3-point game was crazy.
So it's like my thing is just being a gamer. You know what I'm saying? Just having that game. Like, yeah, Derrick Rose wasn't an OD shooter. It's like Bron. Bron wasn't an OD shooter, but when you needed some buckets, I seen Bron go 25 in a row, hitting threes. So it's like, if you were a hooper or you just, you gonna get it done if you're not like James Harden, right? He thought he was Steph Curry. You not Steph Curry, brother. You should have been trying to shoot some mid ranges. You probably would have won.
Let me ask you this question: how you feel about Dame Lillard wanting to trade, and do you think he'll actually be traded before the start of the season, or in the bit before the trade deadline?
Dame's problem is he should have asked for the trade 4 years ago. At this point in his career, he's supposed to have them trade him. He's not supposed to ask for a trade. Because I'm just like, bro, if you really cared about winning, you'd have left about 4 years ago when you really hit your prime. Like, you on the end of your prime, bro. Like, as far as you just being that number one option. Like, a Freddie Simmons was low-key the number one option over there, bro, because you wasn't really available like that. You was hurt. So I'm just like, bro, your career is not going. It's like Paul George and Kawhi. Like, y'all career is not on the up. So it's like you asking for a trade now, you might as well stay there with y'all got. Y'all got that dude, Scoot Henderson. You got Freddie Simmons. One of them can still come off the bench. You can still be over there, be big bro. Just be the mentor, be like a Udonis Haslam type of nigga. And when you get older, they'll just promote you to the bench if you care about the organization. That's what you could have did. But you say, oh, well, they're drafting Scoot. They're looking like they're going another way. Man, I try to stay. I was the man to trade. It's just like, now you want a man to trade when there's nowhere for you to go.
So I hear what you're saying, but rarely I'm finna agree with you. I have to go with the stance of why I got to be the nigga who has to be loyal and go through all the Like,
no.
Let me finish. I've been with this chick. We never got married though. I've been with this chick for 10 years, and she kept telling me how we finna do this and she gonna change for this. On the 10th year, you still doing the same thing, baby girl. Look, I got love for you, but I also got a couple other chicks that came through the last couple years, and they showing me what I need. And I saw my other niggas too. They was in the same situation, and they was able to get out of it, no problem. And they was able to pull something new, and they living their best life. Let me see if I got that same type of energy. Like, I don't understand the problem with that. I'm like, Dame is literally going with the flow. Every other player, I don't want to see every other player, but every other player that is able to perform to his level, AKA James Harden, when they ask for something, they get it. So it's like, yo, I've been with Portland since day one. I'm tired of this. I want something new.
James Harden not coming out with music talking about loyal to the soil and I'm gonna be in Portland forever. He not speaking that into existence. He never said I'm gonna stay in Houston forever. No, none of these dudes that left was talking about I want to be. Only nigga that lied like that was Kyrie talking about.
I was gonna say, I was like, whoa, chill, because I'm like, Kyrie done told a bitch that he's been fucking.
But Kyrie don't care about nobody's opinion about himself. They ain't want to look like I'm them old school nigga. I'm gonna stay, bro. Who told the nigga to sign 6 years? Who told him to sign 6 years if he really felt like he wanted to leave?
Well, he want to leave now. That nigga has every right to change his mind and be like, "This is what I want to do." How you know the organization didn't say like, "Yo, we're finna really get you like a number 2 option that you can really do." You know what I'm saying? Go crazy with. And then they draft Scoot Henderson, and he's like, "Wait, you told me."
Look, I'm not saying it's not justifiable to want to leave. I'm saying you can't be mad if you don't go where you want to go now.
Okay, you basically saying if he ends up getting traded to a place he doesn't want to be, you can't complain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm like,
I still disagree with that. He's done enough for the organization. Like James Harden hadn't done nearly the same amount of shit for Houston that Dame did for Portland, and he was able to go where he wanted to do. Kyrie for Cleveland, he went where he wanted to go. Even for Brooklyn, he went where he wanted to go. A lot of niggas would say, well, Kyrie didn't want to go to the Mavs. If he didn't want to go to the Mavs, why did that nigga resign?
I say this. Kyrie got a ring and James got an MVP. Dame don't got neither of those. So I'm saying the leverage for both of them.
Situations mean everything. Kyrie has a ring because of Brock.
But you also got to remember too, though, James didn't resign no extension deal. So they were like, if we don't trade James now, we won't get shit for him. So
but he still forced himself out of the situation he wasn't supposed to force himself out of more than one time.
But I'm saying though, he was always on 1 year deals though. He didn't have anything that kept him long. So if you're an organization and doing business, if you're like James still has value, let me trade and let me get something back that might be better than James in the long run. You get
I'm
what I'm
not saying
saying?
you're wrong.
Versus
I'm just
Dame, he
saying
has
we
a
can't.
$200 million contract. Who has cap room to take that?
Nigga has 2 years left on the shit,
But it's still over
and
80.
he's
It's like
going to be
50
out of
something a
his
year.
prime after those 2 years. So
Look,
why would an organization that has no use for him continue to pay him that and rather just trade him to someone who's willing to take that on and be a contender, aka the Miami Heat?
cause business ain't fair, fool. Just because he was loyal to them, they was like, nigga, you didn't bring us no championship. So they like, we don't really like, thank you, but they not.
But a
And
lot
he
of
not
those sold out arenas had to do with Dame being there. If Dame wasn't there, they would not have sold out games.
hear what you saying, bro. What you're saying, I'm not hoping Dame don't go nowhere. I'm telling you though that Dame can get fucked over, bro. The nicest people that do the right thing get fucked over the most.
Every single time. Yeah, I know. I'm saying, yeah, Dame, I agree. Dame took the wrong approach.
Think about KD, right? KD wasn't loyal to OKC. Career ended up being good because he got them 2 rings. Now he got the MVP. Now he good. Like it's like if he retire now, niggas gonna be like KD, one of the greatest niggas of all time. Versus if he lost, they were gonna try to Charles Barkley that nigga. Oh,
Yeah.
KD never won a ring. KD underperformed. KD ain't this.
Yeah, I agree
KD
with you on
ain't
that for sure.
so that's all I'm saying. Dame, that's all I'm saying with Dame. I'm like, Dame, you waited so long that now they can do what the fuck. Like they're not even worried about you no more for real. Cause they're like, we got Scooty and our Freeney Simons. We goo wop. Like we can take as long as we want. We can take a whole year and a half to trade you, bro. Whatever we want. It makes us feel better as an organization. They're not looking at like make sure we do like OKC did right by Russ, right? They got him out of there and they sent him to where he wanted to go play with his best friend James Harden. That's love because they like Brody. You gave us an MVP. You made us something when KD left. Thank you, right? They're not giving him that much love for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why. But Portland over there, they on some shiesty shit. That's fine. I'm just saying Dame can't be mad if they don't send because Miami's the only where place I can see him going that can take on his contract and also Portland can get something back to where they're like that's okay, we can work with that. But like I said, they're not in a rush. So it's like who's to tell that's gonna happen this year? I don't
I
know.
think that, to me, to be honest, if you want to be 100 with you, like as much, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of love for Dame. I think Dame's an absolute beast. I see Dame Lillard as like a modern day Monte Ellis. I know that probably sounds fucked up to a lot of people, you know who Monte is, but like,
I see what you're saying. He just like he had more time to do what Monte was doing though. Steph fucked it up for him.
what happened? What happened to Monte with Golden State Warriors?
I just told you Steph fucked it up for him. They
They
got
chose
players
Steph
and niggas.
over him, and that nigga at the time, players didn't have as much leverage. He demanded a trade. They sent him over to Milwaukee, and he was done. But like, that's how I
Monte
see it.
was
Like,
cold. Monte
huh?
was cold. Monte was cold.
Yeah. But I'm like, they played him. I'm like, once they chose Steph over him, Monte, he couldn't be that guy no more. Like Monte was a person who needed the ball in his hands. They sent him over to Milwaukee, and he still hooped over in Milwaukee, but he just at that time Milwaukee was irrelevant. So I'm like, if they send Dame over to the Heat, as much as a lot of people think that will make the Heat more of a contender, I actually think that wouldn't because Dame, he's a
But
catch
what
and
they had
shoot
to
type
give
of
up
guy,
though.
but he needs the ball in his hands. Jimmy Butler needs the ball in his hands. I don't think that will work as good as people think. The same way I don't think Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant and Devin Booker is going to work the way people are saying. Like, y'all think somebody like Bradley Beal can come and replace a legitimate Hall of Famer in Chris Paul? You're going to be severely surprised. A lot of people are saying they upgrade. I'm like, no, they downgrade. They went from a
They
Hall of Famer
downgraded because
to
you
a
got two of
nigga.
the same niggas on the team that have to
Thank
score in
you.
similar ways. Like KD don't need the ball. We all know KD can score without the ball. That's fine. But it's like, okay, if Bradley Beal has the ball, are you telling me Bradley Beal that this whole time that's been in a scoring mindset, played with John Wall, still had that scorer's mindset. John Wall left, still had the scorer mindset, played with Russell Westbrook, led the league in scoring with Russell Westbrook. You telling me this nigga's gonna all of a sudden run a team? Like niggas act like
They
that's
ain't never
easy.
won a team.
But I'm just saying, niggas act like running a team is easy. Like, bro, with Chris Paul, Rondo, Jason Kidd, Steve Nash, like, you feel me? All these dudes that were greats. Nigga, that shit's hard, bro. I'm a point guard. It's hard, bro. It's hard to get everybody on the same page, going at the same pace. You got to set the tempo. You got to give niggas where they need to be. Like, you feel me? Chris Paul do all that. Like you said, he's selfish. So his ego keep him, give him his edge, right? Like, I'm the best nigga out here. Fuck everybody. Right? That's what.
And I can make the team operate at the best of their ability. No one else can make the team run like it's such a fluid machine like the way I can.
Like Bradley Beal's plus and minus probably terrible, bro. Like niggas losing over there. Russ literally came.
That's gonna be their point guard.
But I'm saying Russ was over there, literally took these niggas to the offs, left, and them niggas ain't have a chance since. Like that just shows you Bradley Beal ain't the needle pusher. He needs somebody else to push it, right? And KD's
that was a great point. Damn.
Yeah, he's not a
I didn't even think about that. I'm like, Russ went over there, they're a playoff team. He left. Bradley Beal complained about, well, if you don't give me some help, I'm gonna leave. That's a great point.
I'm telling you, fool. Like KD right now is a needle pusher, but KD's at a certain age that he can't do what he used to do. Like, bro, don't be playing full seasons no more. He played like 40, 50 games. Like,
but this is why I think Golden State's going to be a lot better than a lot of people think.
What? I forgot they had Chris Paul, bro. They about to be elite over there.
What is Steph Curry best at?
Shooting that bitch.
Catching and shooting. What is Clay best at?
Bro, you don't got to explain to me. I just want to know what Draymond going to do.
Chris Paul. Draymond, one of his best attributes is the pick and roll. But not the pick and roll to score, but the pick and roll to set up the catch and shoot guy.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, off-ball screen.
So think of how, not even off-ball screen, on-ball screens as well. An on-ball screen with Chris Paul and Draymond Green. Draymond sets a solid screen. A lot of times he'll probably float out. Chris Paul will throw that out because Draymond Green, even though he doesn't shoot threes good, he still brings a threat. Draymond rarely shoots those. A lot of times he likes to give you a little, you know what I'm saying, slight move in and then pass it out to the catch and shoot guy. Think about how much more effective that is going to be with a Chris Paul and a Draymond Green. Because not only is Draymond Green going to be significantly better positioned to be able to get it on the outside and set up a catch and shooter, but he's going to be even a better position now to actually score. Because if Draymond Green decides, well, let me switch it up. I'm going to roll to the basket, put myself in a position where I can get that good shot. Chris Paul is going to see him. He never had a point guard before that who was able to do that. Steph Curry is not going to have that same vision. So I'm like, Draymond Green is going to have a better year. Klay Thompson, as long as he's healthy, he's going to have a better year. Steph's going to have a better year. And that's the people that you want when it comes to Golden State. That video. I'm like, this was a magnificent pickup. The only thing they're going to lack in is probably going to be defense, right?
Oh, they got Looney over there.
You said who?
They got Looney. They got Kuminga. They gonna be good.
Kuminga has a lot to prove.
But he's solid though. He's solid. He's solid.
I think they're going to miss that young bull they traded. What's his name?
Jordan Poole.
No. The Wiseman. I think they're gonna miss him.
It's crazy. That nigga Draymond really socked that nigga, and that nigga they just traded that nigga.
Well, I'm like, he's not a fighter, so I'm like, I don't expect nothing less. I don't think that's anything against him.
That's just crazy though. You just get your ass stole on, they just ship your ass away.
Well, if you talk too much, you know what I'm saying? If you're in the wrong place, you're gonna learn something.
That's so funny to me though, Flu, just to get stolen like that. Just imagine you just on a team, nigga. You just got your new deal. You feeling good. You said it's the wrong thing, nigga. Just got your shit blotted out, nigga. And the next shit,
funny to me. I'm like, if I got my shit stolen like that, I'm like, nigga, we have to see each other, bro.
Bro, you don't gotta tell me. I don't know how Jordan Poole didn't have another Jordan Poole and Draymond. Like, I would have had to get traded that year. It wouldn't have been no fool.
Nah, I seen his pops. His pops was talking shit like, yo, Draymond a bitch. But then Draymond responded, he's like, I'll knock you and your daddy out. So I know, I'm like, you know, Jordan Poole, he's a good player, but I'm like, your family got some shit y'all got to figure out. Because
he not cut like that, Flu. Because I swear to God, Draymond talk to you crazy now. You gonna tell that nigga like, nigga, here the Addy pull up, nigga, what's up?
And I won't even be on no fair shit. I'll act like I'm some fair shit. As soon as you get out at the crib, I'm like, look, bare hands, nigga. And all of a sudden, nigga, back come out of nowhere. Bow, bitch ass nigga. Fuck around, nigga. You finna put your hands on me, nigga. Bow. Nigga, you finna feel this back, nigga. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh shit, nigga, stop. Like, hell no, nigga. Who the fuck you think you was fucking with? I'm like, niggas test. Look, when you get older, as you get older, you really feel energy, my nigga. If you tapped in, bro, and you know we like, okay, this
Fact,
nigga.
You know exactly what energy is what. Yeah, fact.
Yeah, this nigga ain't on shit. All right, I feel this nigga energy. You talking a whole lot, but nigga, if I touch you up, pause, like you gonna be like, oh shit, I just learned a lesson, nigga. You ain't gonna be on no get back, nigga.
Hey, but Zeno do be saying the right thing though. He say niggas know who to test. I said
Always.
That's true though, because say if you was on
Especially
the
as
team,
you get older, because you have a lot more to lose. Hopefully, as long as you're in the right direction, as you get older, you have a lot more to lose. So
like
you know
Flu,
who you gonna be willing to lose that shit for.
like Flu, say you was Jordan Poole, right? But it was you though, like so how you are and everything. And you said something to Draymond, he don't steal off on you for real. First of all, you're not gonna even let him get that close. But second of all,
I'll say, I'm like, look, say he sleep me the same way Jordan Poole did. When I wake up, I'm like, what the fuck happened? And the nigga showed me the video. This is what happened. I'm like, okay, bet. I'm gonna have a conversation with Draymond after that. I'm like, nigga, you knocked me out, bro. I didn't know that was finna happen. Oh yeah, you a bitch ass nigga. I'll be like, okay, I'm a bitch ass nigga. Okay, bet, my nigga. That's like, and he gonna have to find out if I'm really a bitch ass nigga. Cause I'm like, I'm not gonna be no stupid nigga and try and test him right then, cause you gonna expect it. I'm gonna be like, no, the same way you snuck me, I'm gonna keep this in the chamber. And when the time is right, you gonna find out if I'm a bitch ass nigga. And if you humble me, then bet I'm gonna take it. And I'm gonna still try and come back, cause I'm not gonna keep getting my ass knocked out by you without getting something. But you finna find out that night. You better hope I come away with some shit, nigga. Oh God.
I don't know. Jordan Poole, what, 22, 23, 24? I don't know how old bro is.
Yeah, now I think he's like 23.
Ain't no way. Like, you know me, Flu, I'm not even no damn squabber like that. But disrespect can't be tolerated. And the nigga feel like he could just Superman punch your ass, fool. He don't respect you.
Well, it's all about the environment, because I'm like, I can easily be like, well, your daddy there, why your daddy ain't make sure shit. But it's like, he knows, like, there, you can't retaliate. Draymond Green has a royalty, a status in the NBA type shit, where it's like you can't really do anything at this point. You have to kind of just accept it for what it is, right? There's no get back when it comes to that situation.
Nah, it's get back. You gotta just be a strategic nigga. It might not be to get back you.
They finna find out. When you making that much money, they finna find out. So what you tell your young bull, what I would tell my young nigga, I'd be like, look, internet, all this shit is everywhere. You too high profile. Fuck that nigga. How many bitches do we need to buy tonight to make you forget about the shit? That's all it comes down to. Because I'm like, you can't put hands on that nigga. You can't put hands. I just be like, okay, how many, like, you think niggas really give a fuck about this shit? Niggas may give a fuck about this shit, but right now I'll get you 10 bitches lined up right now that want to fuck you, that don't care about nothing that just happened. That's how I gotta go. You fuck your ego. Like, let me show you how many women don't care about this shit.
But see, then that come. See, look, life is crazy, right? Because you as a person get tested on what you speak, right? Niggas will tell you like, I'll never do something. You're gonna get tested because you're gonna get put in a position to where you're gonna have to make that decision, or it's like Nip, rest in peace to a real one, right? He always said, I'm gonna be on my block, I ain't turning my back on my hood, I'm gonna stand on my word, I ain't running on from nobody, right? That, so a nigga tested that nigga. He said, all right, nigga, stay right here, I got something for you. Nip could have easily been like, yo, let's leave. I think bro was on some weird shit. Nigga stayed right there, bro. Can't you feel what I'm saying? So it's like you gonna get tested on your morals. So it's like right there. Jordan Poole got tested as a man, but then now he's getting tested as, are you gonna retaliate as a man would, or are you gonna say I'm gonna take the high road and just forget about it? Right? Those is the options he's gonna have to choose. So if he's like, I don't care that I'm going back on whatever I said I stood on, forget that I got the money, then that's what he gonna choose. I'm not here to judge nobody, but out there at the same time, your word is what you are, right? So it's like, and it's hard, right? Because it's like you be put in situations every day that make you standing on your word harder, because it's like, well, shit, if I got people to feed, I'm gonna have to buy some bullets.
But you gotta think about it though. I'm like, you can say all that shit if you want, but when you get slept and you wake up and the nigga not in front of you no more, it's like, damn. Okay, I want to shoot a fair one. They don't want to shoot a fair one. Shit done. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, unfortunate for him, he just gotta just learn never let a nigga get that close. He should have watched some Chael Sonnen. He probably would have saved his life.
I agree with that. I'm not even gonna lie. I agree with that 100%.
Think about if he'd have watched that clip. If he was your homie, nigga, he'd have watched that clip. He'd have felt that energy. He'd be like, I can't let you get close. He'd have pushed that nigga. He'd have started.
Even if that was my nigga and he got knocked out that way, and he'd be like, man, nigga, I'm embarrassed. Everybody talking shit about how I got knocked out. I'd be like, bro, who cares? Like, that nigga knocked you out. Like, there's niggas literally getting knocked out for less money than what you're making. Who, like,
oh God,
you know what I'm saying?
Put their life on the line.
They're in the actual profession, my nigga, like training, the skill, all that stuff, and getting absolutely like, oh, nigga, what's going on? They not even making 75% of what you making. Like, bro, if anything, I'm not saying be cool with it, but I'm like, shit, I'm like, that nigga 36, 37 years old, nigga, like, he probably just like, damn, I'm gonna be 40. Like, that's part of the game.
On that nigga Draymond, that's cold.
It's crazy, but I'm like, that's why I be like, man, I wish we would do this shit so much. Cause when I be hearing niggas like talk about those situations, I be like, niggas really be mad corny when y'all be like, oh, that nigga got hit in the face. He a bitch nigga. He got. I'm like, y'all niggas. Like,
I just was like, damn, nigga, like. Some guy happened after that, like you said.
Bro, Draymond 6'8", 280. If that nigga hit me in the chin like that, I would be out the same way.
280, nigga, he is not bigger than Brian, nigga. Calm down.
He's 6'6", 250. He would knock me out the same way if he hit me in the chin straight on like that. He would do the same thing to me. If he hit me in the chin, I'd be out.
I mean, if you're not expecting any punch, anybody can knock you out for real, fool.
I'm just saying. I'm like, look. If the law wasn't in place after I wake up, if I knew I wasn't going to jail, I would get a bat and I would roll up on that nigga.
I ain't gonna lie,
and I'd be like, hey, yo, what's good? And he'd be like, yo, you a bitch nigga, you got a bat. And I'd be like, nigga, you're 6'8". I'm 6'4". Fuck you and take this bat and I'll fuck that nigga up and I'm going to jail. That's not smart.
Flu, I think you really sit here capping on your chin, fool. You didn't fight with some real professionals, nigga, with real technique, nigga. You ain't been knocked out, fool.
I agree, but if I wasn't paying attention,
way more credit, like nigga, anybody would just get knocked out by Drake. Like, bro, Tristan Thompson tested that nigga Draymond outside the club, and that nigga nothing happened.
That's because that was an open area. That's what I'm saying. He was in a protected area. That's what I'm saying. Jordan Poole is not a bitch because Draymond did that in a protected area. I'm like, you got tested by Tristan.
Look, I hear what you say. I'm not saying right then and
Tristan Thompson.
But I'm saying, like you said, he's supposed to go and meet up with bro. He's supposed to go check something. He's supposed to go up to bro. He's supposed to something. I feel like you can't be having your daddy Twitter fingering for you. You can't be doing that. That's not the right response, in my opinion. Because, like you said, the moment gone, you having your daddy saying he a bitch don't do nothing.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. I'm like, there's no way your dad should be speaking on a situation with you and another man.
You don't keep co-signing it, like you know, it's like
that's where the money come a little bit too much in play. Yeah, like where it's like, why is your daddy speaking for you, nigga? You 23 years old.
Like, Flu, you know me,
my daddy
bro.
ain't never. Yeah.
If I come at dudes, bro, it's logical, bro. I'm not out here like everybody else thinking, bro, just riding the same answer. Yeah, no, like it's a real answer, like, bro. That's, you know, like It's just if you're gonna go the high road, be the high road. You can't go high road and be like, well, Draymond, blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, bro, it sounds like you still got some static, bro. You sound like you got something you want to get off your chest to bro, but you not trying to really do that. So it's like, shut up. That's how I feel like. Just shut up. Don't even bring it up when niggas ask you about it. Just don't even bring that shit up. Just let that shit just die. You feel me? But you didn't let it die. You let your daddy say something, and Draymond had to respond again and show you like, look, what did you want to do? He kept checking your temperature, making you look crazy. You know what I'm saying?
What do you want to have some shit to say?
Like you flew, you didn't say nothing about hitting no Twitter, no nothing. You didn't say nothing. You just said, okay, all right.
Well, Jordan Poole probably got younger parents than me. You feel me? Like I'm from old school parents. You feel me? So for me, it's like
you gotta tell me, my daddy not taking none of that shit to this day. You feel me? So you know your mama not taking nothing. She take it. You already know how she get down. She unbuckling seatbelts.
if I feel like I got sucker punched and I got knocked out, I would have to like we would have a conversation. There's no, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we in the league, all this type of shit. Nah, like we got to talk, man.
That's all I'm saying, Flu. But I'm like, I hear what you saying though. He ain't a fighter. He ain't okay. That's fine. But then don't have your daddy talk like you is, or y'all all about that, right?
You can't control your daddy though. Can you control your daddy? I know I couldn't control mine.
I can't control my daddy, but I also
so if you making mad money and your daddy feel like yo, this is a product, this is a C to me. So I'm finna say something. It's like you gonna be like, yo, daddy, what the fuck?
But he co-signed it though. He was co-signing that behavior because he was talking too still. I'm saying this. Look, LeVar gonna do LeVar, but LaMelo and Lonzo ain't doing what LeVar and them doing. What LeVar doing? He not doing his antics and anything. They living their lives. So niggas know. Okay, Lonzo, LaMelo, LeVar. You feel what I'm saying? It's all still
motherfucker benefit out of all that whole ball shit. As much as I got love for LeVar and all that type, I'm like, LaMelo, the only nigga who worked out from that. That's the like, and you got to think about this. We got to be 100. How many chances, how many failures you have to have before you have a success, right? It's not a coincidence his youngest was a success because he was able to have so many failures with his middle and his oldest child.
But Lonzo got a $90 million contract. That's big.
I agree with that 100%.
Like he wasn't 260 like LaMelo, but we all knew LaMelo was the best one, though. That's evident. It wasn't like
LaMelo wasn't the best one, though. The only reason LaMelo became the best one, no one thought he was gonna finna grow to be 6'7". Lonzo was always the best one. Lonzo was always the best one.
He was the oldest one, but he wasn't the best one, bro. That nigga had 92 points in a game, bro. What is you talking about?
Lonzo was always the best one, bro.
Who had the most popularity?
You said what?
Who had the most popularity?
Lonzo.
False. It was LaMelo because he had the 92 points. He made ESPN with that, and then he went overseas, and then he didn't go to high school. He had more publicity, bro.
Who got drafted number 1?
Neither of them.
Lonzo did?
Neither of them did.
Lonzo got drafted 2?
Yeah, and LaMelo got drafted 3.
2 to the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
And Lonzo was supposed to go number 1, right?
No.
He was. The Lakers had that shit.
Markelle Fultz was going number 1, bro. That nigga was
cold. Bro. Lakers number 1 pick was Philadelphia. The only reason Lonzo went number 2 is because the Lakers was there, and they went to get the Lakers. Lonzo had way more popularity than LaMelo. Period.
How can you say that though? That sounds biased to me, bro. Because in high school, that nigga LaMelo had more followers than bro. And I'm a nigga that was around these niggas, bro.
Magic Johnson, one of them.
I was around them ID niggas, fool. I know how much
Magic wanted them. Magic wanted Lonzo, bro. Lonzo had more cap to him, bro.
Though. Jordan wanted LaMelo. What are we talking about? Like, it doesn't really matter who wanted what. When we're talking about potential, LaMelo had more potential than Lonzo.
LaMelo had more potential. No, I agree with the potential. What I'm talking about is a better player, period. Lonzo.
He had the more complete game, yeah. But I always knew LaMelo would surpass Lonzo, though. There's no way you thought otherwise, because
LaMelo ain't past Lonzo, though.
So $260 million deal in an All-Star appearance ain't past Lonzo?
Oh, so now money and contract deals is what? Because I'm like, if we talking about money and
I just said
contract deals,
All-Star though. I was just saying
then
All-Star
J.R.
and his
Smith is
draft is
better
better
than
than
T-Mac.
Lonzo's too.
Like
But
what?
they both got drafted to a team that they needed them. Why didn't Lonzo average what LaMelo average?
Because it was when it comes to position and becomes what was needed, it was completely different. LaMelo doesn't
What the
play the
Lakers
same position
need?
as Lonzo. It's not even close.
What do you mean? The Lakers needed. We needed a.
We just talked about Chris. We just talked about the difference between Chris Paul and Rondo, right?
Lonzo and LaMelo don't even play nowhere alike though.
It's the same difference. Lonzo is benefiting, or he benefits, and his game gets stronger off of making everyone else better. LaMelo gets better or benefits off of his own play when he's doing the best, when he can initiate everything. LaMelo is more of a scorer. Lonzo is more of a contributor. LaMelo thrives off of him getting his numbers up. Lonzo thrives off of others getting their numbers up.
But that does not make Lonzo better because he do that.
I know. I say Lonzo's better because he's a better player.
What does he do better?
I think he's a better passer. I think has a better understanding of the game. I think he's better at initiating his teammates and making sure that they are in positions where they can succeed. I think he's just a better overall teammate.
But that's not player though. I'm not asking I'm not talking about his intangible. I'm talking about skill for skill. Who better?
If you're talking about skill for skill, that has nothing to do or translate into an actual game.
But neither of them done nothing as far as postseason, so it really don't matter.
Postseason, right? I know, because I'm not comparing things to because I'm like postseason only matters when we're talking about the greats. And we're just talking about like game for game, who's better.
So we were to do a poll right now, who's better, LaMelo or Lonzo career wise? You telling me people gonna say Lonzo?
I think most people would say probably LaMelo.
Now I hear what you're saying. I feel like Lonzo has a better feel in terms of like what a team might need him to do.
I didn't think Lonzo's a better player.
I don't agree. I think LaMelo's better, bro.
Yeah, he looks better.
I just think he's just a better player. I just think he has a good feel. He's 6'8". He shoot better than Lonzo.
How long has LaMelo been with Charlotte?
It's just going on his third year.
How many times they made the playoffs?
They ain't made no playoffs.
When Lonzo was with Chicago, even though he was injured majority of the time, how many times they made the playoffs?
But we know that's because of Devo and Zach, though. Don't act like that team was weak.
It wasn't. Neither was the Charlotte Hornets team that LaMelo was in.
Those are all All-Stars, though. Those are 3 All-Stars on one team. Like Lonzo there or not, they was gonna make that.
I'm going off of what what Lonzo was able to do when he came onto a team and impacted the team in comparison to LaMelo. I think LaMelo is a guy, he has to be the center focus. Everything has to be built around him. So with that being the case, if you're gonna build around LaMelo, how far are you gonna get? Probably not that far, because LaMelo is a very good player, maybe even a great player, but he's nothing new. Lonzo. He's a player who has intangibles. He has things about him where maybe it won't show up on the stat sheet, but he'll do things that will allow you to put yourself in a position when you're with the right team to get to certain places that you never thought you would be. That's my opinion.
I hear what you say. I think you're just being a little critical on LaMelo, bro. He's only 21 years old, bro. Like,
I'm not being critical. I think LaMelo's a great player. I just don't think there's nothing special about it.
But I'm saying in terms of his intangibles too, I feel like he can work on those things, though. I don't think it's too late for bro to develop those things. You feel me? Like, he's gonna surpass Lonzo regardless, like in terms of just everything. Like, it's not gonna be a debate. Like,
we thought DeRozan was gonna be amazing. We thought Paul George. Like, I see the same thing in LaMelo.
But like Lonzo's hurt though. He's not even available, bro. So it's like we can't even talk about bro.
Which is why I'm being agreeable with you. But I'm like, look, if Lonzo didn't have those injuries, that Chicago Bulls team would be doing some great things. I'm not saying they would win a title or anything like that, but we would be talking about them a lot more. But he has injuries.
Kawhi, right? You're not big on Kawhi, but if Kawhi wasn't hurt, them Clippers team probably doing some shit.
But Kawhi's a Hall of Famer. I'm not going to go away from that. He is a Hall of Famer. Just because I don't like him doesn't mean he's not great. He's a Hall of Famer.
but you have your asterisk on his career though. You be saying, I heard what you were saying about Kawhi and how you felt like he wasn't that guy. That's what
But
you
he's
were saying.
still a Hall of Famer. Like yes, I do have my asterisk on it because he's not healthy. He's not consistently playing in the season. But when
So
he
if you
was
don't have that
healthy,
same on Kawhi, then it has to be the same for Lonzo. Then I'm not gonna give Lonzo he a good player.
it
If he
can't
not
be the
playing,
same
though.
for Lonzo because just like we were talking about age with LaMelo, we have to talk about age with Lonzo. When Kawhi was healthy, he did spectacular things. So, in my opinion, I think when Lonzo is healthy, he'll be able to do some spectacular things. Because what I see, that's all I'm saying. And for me personally, I just think those things that he'll do that are spectacular is going to outweigh whatever LaMelo does. Because I think a lot of the shit that LaMelo does is more surface level compared to Alonzo, who's more so like, if you really know the game, you know what he's doing, but you got to appreciate it.
So LaMelo at 21 averaged 23, 6, and 8, and Lonzo averaged 9, 5, and 6, shooting 45% from the free throw line. All I'm saying is just like his focus is just not like it wasn't there. Like I watched Lonzo, bro. I'm a Laker fan, so you know I was watching bro play.
Right.
I'm a big Lonzo fan. I follow Lonzo on the gram. I know how great Lonzo was. I watched all
different teams, bro. Like you can't compare the stats.
Hold on, you're not listening to me. I saw Lonzo at UCLA. I know how.
That's cool, but you gonna bring out stats for their rookie seasons? That's not even comparable.
That's not their rookie seasons, though. I just said at 21 years old. That was Lonzo's second season in the league, and this is LaMelo's third season in the league at 21.
Yeah, and LaMelo was with the Charlotte Hornets, who had nobody. They needed someone.
Nobody when Lonzo was there. We didn't get Bron until 2 years later.
Bro, I said LaMelo. I just said LaMelo did not have nobody.
Lonzo, we had nobody but BI, bro, and Julius Randle. That's all we had.
Who's better on New Orleans that's on either BI or Julius Randle's level?
What?
Okay, thank you. Because from what I know, Julius Randle led a Knicks team last year, and them niggas got to the Eastern Conference Finals. What I know from BI on New Orleans Pelicans, that nigga's one of the best scorers on it. There's not one person even close to that skill level on the Charlotte Hornets.
So Terry Rozier weak?
That nigga's definitely not BI or Julius Randle. Not even close.
He has less talent, and they still getting close to the playoffs, though.
But they didn't make the playoffs. So basically, they had to put all they trust and soul into LaMelo, while for Lonzo, he wasn't the number one option. When he came in, you had BI and you had Julius Randle. So you were the third option, which is rightfully so because Julius Randle and BI are that good. So I don't compare that shit because that's all narrative, and I don't fuck with those type of narratives.
What did he do with when the Pelicans, when they didn't have nobody over there? What did he do over there? Nothing.
You talking about BI?
No, I'm talking about Lonzo.
What do you mean?
Lonzo hasn't played over 60 games, but one time, fool. He played 35 in Chicago. Like he's not playing, bro. Like you.
So we're having different arguments. You're going off of his availability, injury prone comparison to his skill.
That's basketball, bro. If I don't play, me being good don't matter. B. Roy, one of the coldest niggas I've ever seen, but he only played 4 seasons.
So that's what I'm saying. You basically saying B. Roy isn't that good. You saying T Mac isn't that good. I'm like, wait.
First of all, both
what are you talking? I'm confused on this argument.
They did way more than Lonzo ever did for the game, and they led their own teams to the playoffs. Lonzo ain't never led nothing to nowhere.
Lonzo's still young. That's my point. I'm like the same argument you have for LaMelo. Like this nigga Lonzo isn't there yet. Like this nigga still has time. If he takes this whole year off, he still has 4 to 5 years. We can do something.
So you're telling me when he come back, he's gonna be? Because I'm gonna just be watching. I'm not praying on bro downfall. I'm gonna watch though. I'm just saying when it's all said and done, Lonzo's career isn't gonna be nowhere near or what LaMelo did. And LaMelo
maybe not stat wise. Maybe not stat wise. No.
Even eye test, highlights, everything. It's not gonna be nowhere near what LaMelo doing out there. And
to this point right now, I'd take Lonzo over LaMelo any day.
God, it's not like it's a bad trade-off. It's like Lonzo gonna play that good defense. You feel me? Gonna hit some threes. He gonna pass the ball up. Like he gonna play good. Either one is good. But I'm saying LaMelo just better to me.
I don't got a problem with that.
LaMelo.
I would pick Lonzo over LaMelo.
If you let LeVar tell it, he'll take Jello over all them niggas.
I wouldn't take Jello, nigga, if I had the last bitch standing, nigga.
Damn.
I'd be like, nigga, go play football.
I don't know why he didn't, bro. He probably be in the L right now if he was a tight end, boy. He probably been a cold tight end.
When you that middle brother, you feel like you know what I'm saying, you gotta follow the leader, unfortunately.
You think middle brother is the hardest?
Absolutely. I think it would be terrible to be the middle brother because I'm like, you influenced by your oldest brother who probably like, I don't want to be like that nigga. But then your youngest brother is doing all the shit you never expected to do. And you're like, well, I got to be different from that nigga. So now you in this weird spot. I never want to be a middle brother.
It's like, think about it. Your older brother is usually doing something special with whatever y'all doing, right? He's kicking it off. And so you follow him, like you said, but then the youngest learn from you and him. So he got an extra advantage. And then usually the older nigga, the pops, he older, so he's more catering to the the middle child's hard. If you could be the middle child and thrive, you different. You just was different. You just was different.
You just riding along with the ride, nigga. That shit, I'd never be want to be a middle child.
Because think about it. If the older brother did good, right, and then you're not doing as well, and then the younger brother right under you is doing better than all y'all, it's like, damn, like I can't get attention nowhere. Then that nigga took all the attention. Now he taking all the attention. I'm just not getting no attention.
Why you think there's so many success stories from families where they have like 9, 10 kids and then they got that one just superstar? It's not even about just the competition they have in school, in church. Nah, it's like when they go home, they like, damn, all of these other motherfuckers trying to be better than me. They have competition consistently. I'm like, niggas don't be want to be 100.
That's why Tito and them niggas hated that nigga Michael. They like, nigga, we was
bro,
so long, and now this nigga the head of the band.
I'm telling you, bro. They like, man, fuck this shit. I don't fuck with none of this. I'm like, when niggas be in a situation where they got all types of competition that they never expected, man, that shit go crazy. But I'm like, oh God, man.
The families that are big like that, they're usually successful when it's like 2 boys and like 7 girls. Because the girls ain't gonna hate on the boys.
It's not. Don't say they successful. There's one motherfucker who make it out and make all this money and put everybody on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The niggas that make it out of them environments. I'm saying.
I'm being 100 with y'all right now. Y'all correct me when I'm wrong, and y'all can't because y'all don't know. I'm like, you would be very surprised how many people put themselves in very bad positions, but don't realize that they're in good positions. And when they want to get out of the bad positions, they call the people to get them out of it, and they end up in a good position if they capitalize on it. And I know a lot of that shit is hard to take in. You're like, what you talking about, Flu? I'm telling you right now, in my profession, when I talk to a lot of people who make all the wrong mistakes.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Somebody can come and save your day if you made a bad decision, but it was really good
the right person.
I can come and help you out.
Talk to the right person. So I'm like, basically what I'm saying is, and that's what happens when you in big families. And I'm like, you ain't that star person. Don't let someone tell you what can't be done. Don't let someone tell you what you can't figure out. Don't let someone tell you can't be safe from this, because they don't know. On God, there's a reason why there's Google and Yahoo and shit like that. Use that internet. I'm telling you right now, if you're in a bad spot, there's someone that's probably willing to get you up out of there, whether it's corporate, government, or a nigga who ain't got shit going for him. There's someone willing to get you up out of that spot. You just got to go ahead and just be like, all right, let me put my feelers out there and find someone willing to do it. It's a crazy, like, life is crazy nowadays.
Bro, there's a nigga right now for about 35 to 37 years of his life was undervalued, underappreciated, and everything, bro. He moved a position for 3 months and changed his life forever. Like,
man, fuck 35. There's a nigga who's 30 right now feeling like that.
But I'm just saying in terms of like I remember this dude named he was in my car. What was his name? Antonio. No, it wasn't Antonio. What was his name? I want to get his name right because he really was giving me some good game in there.
Yeah, show him some love, man. Don't do him wrong.
What was his name? It started with like a R. Was it Ruben? It was like I think it was Ruben or something like that, bro. Anyway, he got in my car, right? He was like, we was talking, and he was like, basically just saying like how he had nothing and he wanted something, so he just worked hard and he got it. But basically, that was half of it. But then basically, it was kind of like he put himself in those right positions to be valued and have his, his work. Because it's one thing to work hard, but if you work hard, but nobody can see the value that in the hard work you put in, it don't matter. If you taking in somebody that can't help you, then your value, you're gonna feel like you don't got no value. Versus you go to the right person, they gonna tell you like, what? I could do better before you.
Can I correct that right there a little bit?
Correct it. I might be.
It's not even about you taking it to the right person. It's about when you get a certain age, no one is ever going to see your value. You have to make it be seen.
That's what I mean.
And the biggest way to do it is consistency. Be successful consistently. And successful can have a million different type of ways to interpret it. Successful can be I'm making 100 million a year. Successful can be I'm making 100K a year. Successful can be like I'm just able to pay all my bills and I'm good. But establish what your I'm successful is and thrive toward that and try to do better. I'm leaving it. Go ahead.
But no, that's what I was telling one of the my players today. Like he was like, man, he's like, bro, I'm never on the first 10 when they scrimmage and da 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 da. I said, bro, you really don't need to worry about none of that like right now, bro. Just keep doing what you really good at, bro. Like everybody see it. Like if I see it, the next coach see it, and coach probably seeing it, bro. Like he's just trying to see something. So I'm like, just keep doing what you're doing, bro, because it's gonna be valued at one point because you're doing something they not doing. You over here getting offensive rebounds like it's nothing, bro. Don't think that don't got no value. But if you worried about getting on the court right now, just keep because he be running the mile, bro. He running the mile like 5:30 today. Like he just an active guy. He just high energy. So I'm just like, bro, that's gonna be useful, bro. But you gotta just keep level headed, keep working, keep getting better.
Man, go to that brother and be like, hey, look, you work harder than everybody. You work harder than most of the people I've been around. Basketball isn't for you financially. Enjoy it right now. Enjoy it. It's a beautiful thing. Enjoy it. But you know where you're going to thrive financially? Fitness. You're doing things a lot of people aren't doing in the fitness world. You can make a lot of money off of fitness. Look, keep doing this because maybe if this is something you really like to do, is this something you want to do? Continue to do this. But
I'm just telling
you want to talk about revenue, focus your priorities, and that's what I always. And this is nowhere in life right now. Every nigga telling you got to pay for this type of advice. So I'm not telling you to do this because don't do this. Because every nigga is telling you to pay for this type of. I'm like, well, from what you're telling me, he's not a basketball player. He needs to be a fitness influencer. And you don't want to be a fitness influencer? Go personal train. Personal training, a lot of people say you don't make a lot of money. But if you're in the right area, you do it the right way, you'll make a hell of a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
Look, bro. Look, and I hear everything you're saying. If anything, I've been keeping it real with everybody on the team in terms of what is really possible. Well, bro, I ain't told bro that yet because you feel me. But I will tell bro that I'm like, look, bro, keep playing this, get your scholarship paid for, get your education paid for. But while you're getting it paid for, go ahead and create a little YouTube, bro. And just do some hyperactive shit on there.
Niggas won't understand until later though, man. It'd be crazy. It's like niggas not really have a vision.
But no, I'm gonna just tell them now. I'm just be like, look, I'm gonna just
I've been the same way though, no cap.
So I'm just saying I'm gonna break it down to them, and I feel like if I give you the game and you don't take it until later, you can't never say I ain't never gave you the game. That's why I'm at with it. I'm just like, my job in life, bro, is just to get a game, right? Gilly and them, shout out Gilly and Wallow, they just giving you the game. They put niggas on there to give you the game. Like, after that, it's up to you what you do with the game. I can't make nobody take the game, Flu. You could tell me everything every day, Flu, but if I don't take it, it don't matter, right? So it's like my job right now is a teacher, like I told you, is I want to be something that we need to be.
Or if you don't listen.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I want to be that person like we kind of low key need. Like imagine if you would when you was hooping in high school and somebody told you that. You'd have been like, what? Like, look, bro, like you really cold, my nigga. But if you start doing this now, bro, like
Hey, I won't even cap. And probably y'all hit a lot of this niggas. Like a lot of advice I was told, I did the exact opposite. Sometimes, you know, I would get like y'all probably talk about that. I did that, but I got so much advice telling me what I shouldn't do and what I can't do. I said I did everything that them niggas said not to do.
It
And
all depends on you as a person. Though. If you're not self-sufficient, it's gonna be hard for you not to take no advice. But if you're a self-sufficient person, you can take a little bit of whatever you need and then do it for what works for you. You always gotta do what works for you. If I give somebody advice to do that, that hyper shit might not be him though. He might like, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. So that, you know, it's all gonna come into play what somebody really wants to do. But like you said, if you want to think financially and think about the future now, then that's an opportunity, right? So it's like, you know, but like you said, we was young niggas too, right? We might not have listened to everything niggas told us. So it's like, I'm not expecting them to grasp everything I'm saying, because
I say this goes in. It's like you act like, well, I won't say you, but I'm like, people act like young niggas don't listen to shit because they act like they don't listen to it, but
they listen to it, but I'm talking about when they apply it.
How many times you listen to some shit but you want to act like you ain't hear it? Fuck what you talking, nigga. You want some bullshit.
Yo, number one.
The next day, nigga, I'm dressing like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm on the same shit they talking.
Flu, all the niggas that hated on you in high school wanted to be you so bad, bro.
Oh God, that's like, what it is.
Like they just wanted to be you, but they were jealous because they're like, how can he be him? And
that's why I ain't gonna lie to you. That's why it's such a, like, for real, like if I wasn't on shit, if I ain't had nothing going with me, I wouldn't be doing other shit because I'd be embarrassed. Because I'm like, I wasn't the type of nigga where I was in high school and like I was like the square nigga or nothing like that. That wasn't the case. Like niggas probably thought at this point I'd be a millionaire type shit. I ain't on that shit, no. But
not yet.
God is good, so I'm not tripping.
But I'm just saying in terms of just like, you get what I'm saying? Like we would listen, bro. Like and everybody's gonna listen to you, bro. Your own enemy would say like, man, he a bitch ass nigga and take everything you just told him.
Yeah, on God.
Like, that don't got nothing to do with it. I'm not saying that they're not listening though. But my daddy told me shit when I was 14. My mama told me shit when I was 11. I ain't started applying until I got grown.
Cause you really don't realize to apply it to the shit you have it in front of you. Like, oh, this is where this shit applies. Oh, I didn't know. I was just supposed to. I was able to apply this shit whenever I wanted to. Oh, I can't apply it till now. Okay, bet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. But I ain't gonna lie, Flo. I'm about to start winding down. I'm about to start winding down in a second. I gotta wake up at the crack of dawn.
Hey, you definitely waking up earlier than me because I'm like I don't have a time where I gotta go in. But bro, I'm finna be out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure out when. Oh God, if it's just a weekend or type shit or whatever, it's probably just gonna be a weekend because I don't need to be out like that. I don't want to spend that type of money. Bruh, I want to say this. One thing I'm disappointed on in this whole entire stream. Can I say it?
Well, we didn't watch the football game?
No, I don't care about that.
Oh.
I expected that. That's what we all. I'm like, nigga, we started talking about basketball and we haven't stopped the whole time. That's why I kept asking. I was like, nigga, this was supposed to be a basketball stream, but it was. That's why I fuck with it. That's why I love doing lives with you, bro. But I'm really hurt because Let's Talk About It never came through. I'm like, that's one. Like, I love Dub. But I remember Dub told me what's happening. I was expecting Let's Talk About It on his couch. He was like, "Hey man, he didn't check the books." So I was hoping, Let's Talk About It. He always be talking about the books, bro. So I was hoping Let's Talk About It came through, but he didn't.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'm still waiting on Dub and them niggas, man. I'm waiting for all them Crawford, all them Spence niggas to come out the woodworks, folks.
Hey, this Saturday, I'm going live for Israel Adesanya And I'm not saying I'm gonna go live for the whole card, but I'll go live for like probably and while I watch the fight. God damn it, I'm not gonna make any promises, but I'm gonna watch the fight. I'm gonna be with I'll be with my little lady during the time, but she ain't gonna have shit to do. But I'm definitely gonna watch this shit, have some fun. So then he's making that look, yo. So I'm gonna be on that type of time. That shit not long term, so ain't no big deal. So I mean, I probably won't be. She probably, but I'm definitely gonna be here for y'all. Adrian saying Sean Strickland, at least for the last 3 to 4 fights of the card.
Where are all the Spence fans? I need them to alert the channel immediately.
Them niggas decided they didn't watch boxing like that. That's what happened.
It's just crazy.
I'm not a boxing fan like that. Like, okay, this how this should go.
I'm waiting. I don't give a damn what we talking about. As soon as I see any of them Spence fans hop in the chat, I'm on them.
Cause then Tyson Fury versus Ngannou, that's October 20-something. That's in a month.
It's so sad.
Boxing ain't real no more, bro.
It's so sad when Ngannou what's gonna happen to Ngannou, food.
What if Ngannou knocks out Tyson Fury though? Do we change our opinion on Deontay Wilder? Like, you gotta think about it. If Ngannou knocks out Tyson Fury, our whole life, like, how we feel about like that shit is out the door. Like, it doesn't matter anymore, bro. Think about that. Like, you gotta be like, boxing ain't shit. It's not shit.
Tyson Fury can't lose, fool. He low key putting boxing.
Well, what if Ngannou really has that type of power? Like, we thought Deontay Wilder had that. Like, at us thinking Deontay Wilder had the power, the nigga touched him, and that nigga. A lot of people argue he didn't beat the count. So what if Ngannou has that shit?
But you gotta remember though, I wouldn't be too surprised because Ngannou's a bigger nigga than that nigga naturally though. Like Wilder's always fought like at 210.
Talk about it. Talk about it,
man.
He's never been over naturally 225, bro.
He's a basketball player.
Walks around at 300 pounds.
Bro,
he's 6'4". But I'm like, just because you're shorter, that has nothing to do with weight. When you get older, you start to understand, like, okay, height has nothing to do with weight.
Bro, Deontay Wilder's literally a basketball nigga.
That's it. He's a basketball build. 6'7", 210, 215. Ngannou is 6'3", 6'4", weighing 310.
Yeah, bro, and he cuts to 265. Like, bro, niggas is heavy, fool. Like, it's gonna be more of a fair fight, low key, it's gonna be a harder fight for a nigga like Fury because I think Ngannou probably has more textbook punches than Wilder. Wilder just really had that right. That's just God given. We ain't never seen a right like that. But Ngannou got that uppercut and he got the good hook. So it's like if Ngannou,
I'm just like, what if Ngannou really knocks out Tyson Fury? What does that do? Like, what happens in boxing? Is boxing totally irrelevant if that happens? It really is, bro. Jake Paul becomes legitimate. KSI becomes legitimate. Boxing becomes
because
it's heavyweight division. That's the most like, bro.
It just sucks, bro, because it's gonna put the dudes that actually put a lot of work into the game. Like, you can't duck no more. Like, ducking is gone. Like, if you worried about your no, you need to get your publicity. Like niggas like AB now are gonna be way more appreciative because I'm like, damn, that's the only way I'm gonna be able to sell fights at this point.
I'm gonna say this right now. If that nigga beats him, and we talking about video type shit, we done. Boxing is ruined for the rest of life.
It'd be hard to come back. UFC gonna have the crown.
There ain't no way you coming back from that shit.
It's just, if anything, heavyweight boxing for sure ruined. The smaller weight classes might be able to still thrive, but all that light heavyweight shit, because I say this, Floyd didn't lose. Floyd makes sure every time he do some type of bless you, any type of
my bad, like y'all. This shit going crazy.
You feel me? Like Floyd didn't lose to McConnor. Like if Floyd lost to Connor, boxing would have been done back then.
That's a good point. I agree with that. I'm like, there was a saving grace when it came to McGregor and Floyd, but there was a reason behind that. I'm like, Floyd had a lot more impact when it comes to. A lot of people want to talk shit about Floyd, but when him as a culture, when it comes to this boxing period, he had a lot more impact than Tyson Fury himself. Because you got to remember, there's always been a difference when it became UK and US boxing. Tyson Fury is still considered UK boxing. He's not considered American boxing. So it's like, let's be real. If Tyson Fury really loses to Ngannou, it wouldn't be a severe blow to U.S. boxing, because we'll say, like, yo, Tyson Fury, he's a UK boxer at the end of the day. Like, if he would have fought Deontay Wilder, you know what I'm saying?
Man. I think this nigga phone died, y'all. Well, bro need to go ahead. We're going to have to cut this short. Yeah, well, we here, man. We gave y'all some good content. I know a lot of y'all like, man, we got to get this back in the algorithm. You know how that go, but you know what I'm saying? We here nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm tired though, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been up since 4 o'clock, 4:30. What's about to be almost 10. Yeah. And then I'll be up at 4 o'clock again tomorrow. So, yeah. It's gonna be a long day. It's all good though. There you go.
We're here, we live.
Yeah.
I'm good. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, why the fuck I can't hear you?
You can't hear me? I can hear you.
Okay, I hear you now. What's good, bro?
Yeah.
My bad.
But
I got a whole bunch of. I'm like, man, it went. Before we, cause we get into the end of the stream, I can tell it's getting there. There's some shit you want to say. You understand? I know.
oh man, you know.
By the way, we getting to the point where we can't say young Zen no more. We getting old, man. No, go ahead. Tell this shit.
Nah, I'm just gonna say, man, you know, it's crazy out here, man. It's a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? We in a recession. But, you know, as long as you just keep fighting, man, you can't lose.
Yeah, Martin Luther King would say something different, man.
A lot of niggas would tell you something different. But I'm telling
So
you.
would forgot what that nigga's name is.
Exactly. So as long as you keep fighting,
Napoleon would say the same shit. Napoleon fought like a motherfucker, lost like a bitch.
it's all about how you see winning and losing.
Shit, them niggas lost their life.
But they could have won in a different way. It's all about how
Why
you see
not?
it, baby. It's all how you see it.
It's
all how
time.
you see it.
You got anything last words you want to say to people, Zen, before we get up out of here for a stream we ain't done in a minute, and we're gonna come back and we'll do another one. I don't know when, but we will. Anything you want to say last words to people?
Nigga, I just said them, nigga.
I appreciate that. Last words I want to say to people is just like love, unity, all that shit. Look, I ain't finna cap. Hoes don't be on shit. So worry about yourself, motherfucker. Make sure your shit right before you find the right time. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes the
Mm,
right time may be the wrong time. So much
mm.
love to people. Stay up. As always, we're gonna be back for show. We got the football season back started up, so you know shit gonna be happening. Me and Zen, we're gonna be going at least live once a week. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can expect that for show. Anything other than that, I can't make any promises, but I will say life is a motherfucker. Do your best to try to control it. So much love to people. Salute, double salute. I'm gonna be 100. We out of here for the night. Appreciate everybody as always. And buddy.